Este episodio está patrocinado por nuestros compas de CasaHumilde Cerveceria, cerveza artesanal, elaborada aquí en Chicago, with a variety of 10 different styles to choose from. CasaHumilde is located at the District Brew Yards, 417 North Ashland in Chicago. Follow them on IG and like them on Facebook at CasaHumilde Cerveceria. To check availability near you, go to www.casahumildechicago.com and check out the store locator. You could also pick up some chelas at the District Brew Yards. CasaHumilde Cerveceria. Stay humilde. Este episodio está patrocinado por Tequila Tres Generaciones. At Tres Generaciones, we honor those driven to create something greater than themselves, those who have what it takes to leave a legacy. It's a tequila for the strivers, the hustlers, the champions of free will who create their destiny and don't await it. El proceso es único. It begins with fresh pressing agave, extrayendo el jugo antes que lo cocinen, resulting in reduced bitterness and a crisp agave-forward flavor. Todo el tequila is triple distilled, using 100% Blue Weber agaves. Con el tequila blanco, con el tequila reposado, it's certified organic. Aquí en el GuacPod, cuando hacemos un brindis, it has to be Tequila Tres Generaciones. Celebrate responsibly. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2021 Sausa Tequila Import Company, Chicago, Illinois. This GuacPod episode is brought to you by Borjas Law Group. El abogado Borjas contestará todas tus preguntas, explicará el proceso específico de inmigración que aplica en su caso, el tiempo que se toma procesar su caso y los costos asociados con las tarifas de inmigración y los honorarios legales. Llama al 312-788-2783 para programar tu cita. Y ahí de pasada, menciona el GuacPod para que te den tu consulta gratis.
This episode is brought to you by Rancho Los Guzman. Hands down, one of the most beautiful rancho-style venues there is in the Chicagoland area. They offer all the necessary services so that your next event is unforgettable. From weddings, quinceañeras, VIP private events, and holiday corporate events. Relax and enjoy while they take care of every single detail. Book your next event at Rancho Los Guzman, 2225 Maple Road in Joliet. For more information, call 815-200-4713. Or check out their website at rancholosguzman.com. Cambiar es fácil. De hecho, lo hacemos todo el tiempo. Cambiamos de inglés a español y viceversa. Cambiamos de planes, de canal de televisión, incluso a veces cambiamos de pareja cuando bailamos. Cambiar es bueno. Y más ahora con todo lo que puedes ahorrar cambiándote a State Farm. Gessiel Gutierrez es agente de State Farm y está aquí al norte de Chicago, en Albany Park, para ayudarte a cambiar y a que empieces a ahorrar hoy. Gessiel y su equipo están listos para darte la bienvenida a State Farm. Con Gessiel Gutierrez es muy fácil cambiar y ahorrar. Marca su número hoy. Como un buen vecino, State Farm está ahí. La Curva Picosa, a handcrafted miche mix with fresh vegan ingredients. Ready to stir into your favorite cerveza or mixed drink. You can also add it to your tequila and enjoy it palomazo. Try their delicious chamoy rim dip as well. Prueba la frescura. This episode is brought to you by Goodfellas Parlor, located at 5939 West 35th Street in Cicero. They are open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. To book your appointment, you can call 630-562-6652. Go check them out on Facebook at Goodfellas Parlor and follow them on Instagram at Goodfellas Parlor _EST.2017. Make sure you look good, fellas. This episode is brought to you by Taquerías Atotonilco, con más de 40 años de experiencia, hoy por hoy de los mejores tacos al pastor en todo Chicago y suburbios. Al igual con los tacos de asada, ni más ni menos. Sus famosas tortas y para terminar con ganas, un rico licuado. Les encargamos sus 3 locales, 3916 al oeste de la 26 en Chicago, 500 East Cass Street en Joliet y 1631 al norte de la Manheim Road en Stone Park. Para más información, visite www.taqueriasatotonilco.com. Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. Su compa Carlos Rodríguez.
What's up, everybody? Yo soy Gessiel Grandote. Wait, what camera am I talking?
No,
Okay,
right
yo soy Gessiel Grandote.
What's good? Your boy Fry from Fry Guy Designs, ready for season 5.
Bro, how are we doing? We starting a season 5. Ya teníamos rato, teníamos meses. And I know a lot of people kept messaging and it's the summertime. It's the summertime, so everybody's fucking booked the shit.
Everybody's booked.
Even to start this season, we had to do a couple, like 3 times. I think we had to reschedule.
Se canceló las cosas.
Well,
se cancelaron las cosas.
Le voy a echar la culpa de volar que mi compa que he was a little bit under the weather. Can I say what you had?
Say it. I'm not afraid of saying
He
it.
had fucking COVID, bro.
It only
shit.
took me 2
God
years
damn it.
to get it.
Yeah, it's true.
Finally got it. Got to me.
Man,
So
now I feel uncomfortable being next to him ahorita.
I'll
so,
fucking lick your face right now.
Ah, do it.
Ponte
Do
un
it.
pinche
Couple
face mask
beers.
primero. Ponte un pinche face mask.
Couple beers. Pero we're so happy for everybody that kept sending messages, asking us, pues, ¿pa' cuándo? Y pues ya empezamos, bro.
Y un saludo muy especial aquí en la sección.
Oh, de una vez.
We even made a bigger space, so maybe later on we'll be inviting some people over here to la sección, ¿verdad? But shout out to the section. What's up, guys? ¿Cómo andamos?
Ahí andan los
Fuck
pelados.
you guys, too.
Para mi compa José Cermeño on the audio, que siempre está al 100. Para mi compa Zame, para el compa Pizza, para el compa Samuel, el Jackson, and the new guy, el Mechudo.
Mechudo.
Yeah, who's on the medias.
Whenever he doesn't wear a hat, we don't talk about Bruno, okay? It's Bruno, okay?
So shout out to la
Don't
sección
talk about him.
que siempre nos echan la ayuda, bro. So we want to thank them, bro. They've been here since season 1 for free. Let me add that
Free
shit.
99.
Hey, but they're getting all the knowledge in the world.
No. Es que aparte luego es la pizza que compramos también. So,
A veces.
a veces.
Porque a veces ellos la compran también a nosotros.
Pues saludos.
Pero para toda la gente que nos estaba preguntando, we're very happy. We're going to have a new merch that's already kind of out there
In the process.
for season 5. So make sure you guys be on the lookout so you guys can place your order for t-shirts. And today is our season premiere, episode 1, season 5. And honestamente,
Can I send
Dale,
a shout out real quick
Of
to
course.
my guy Chacon outside with the
Yeah.
Curva Picosa?
yeah, bring them inside. Where's he
All right,
at?
bring him
Yeah.
in right now.
Well, we
Shout
can't
out.
get them in here, but bring them in here to sit down.
Yeah.
Shout out to our
Shout
boy.
out to Chacon. Yeah.
Yeah.
The micheladas on deck, man. They're just, man.
Mi
Are they
Micheladas
hitting
La
the
Curva
spot?
Picosa.
I got-
Shout out to you guys.
They're
man.
hitting the spot. Jesse
I'm
already had
hitting
4
the
of them.
spot.
I'm actually this is the 4th one, but it's
knew it.
the guayaba con tequila.
Well, he does guayaba, mango, and pepino.
Pepino.
Yes,
And
I got
all
the
la
mango.
sección está bien entrados, invitados están bien entrados, hoy te los presentamos.
Shout out.
Pero aprovechamos para darle las gracias también a todos los patrocinadores, que es la curva. And, man, I didn't even, a ver si no se me va a dar 3 generaciones. Casa Humilde, of course.
CasaHumilde, of course. In
We'll
the
be
house.
drinking some of that. Taquerías Atotonilco para mi copa Ascari.
Shout out.
Y para mi copa Luis Guzmán de Rancho Los Guzman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and you know what? Goodfellas Barbershop is part of season 5. Shout out,
Shout
man.
out, guys.
So we're running strong this season with our sponsors. De todos modos, all the links are going to be on our YouTube, and they're also going to be running on the banner on YouTube. Once you see the show, it's running underneath us. So van a estar todos los sponsors. Muchos saludos para ellos y mucho agradecimiento. Empezamos ahora sí, compadre.
Yeah.
Ahora sí.
We're ready to hear. You guys already know how it is, bro. We like this fucking origins. We like de dónde empieza la historia, cómo empezaron. These guys are true Chicagoans. We're going to make that clear right now. We're true Chicagoans from the north side.
North side.
So I don't know they're Cub fans. Fuck.
Hey, no, wait. What do you mean?
The
What do you
consent?
mean?
Yes.
Pero un saludo y un pinche aplauso para los compas de Mazizo Musical.
Andamos aquí.
Bienvenidos.
Muchas gracias. Contento de estar aquí. Muchas gracias por la invitación. Por eso estás más flaco, ¿verdad?
Yeah, I lost a little bit.
¿Cuántos? ¿Cuántos libras?
I don't know, like maybe like 20, maybe. I think.
Sí te pegó fuerte, pues.
Nos
No,
hubieran
this is
avisado
something
para no
else,
venir.
but yeah, I didn't eat that much.
ok.
Yeah.
All right. No,
No, es
está
que
bien,
tiene
pues.
el SIDA, el cabrón.
Sí, ¿verdad? Es que no quiere decir, ¿verdad? ¿Con quién andamos?
Sí, pero
Pero
ahorita,
la carrilla está fuerte aquí, ya vemos.
ahorita el SIDA estaría bien, el COVID, eso no se pega.
Yeah,
Bueno, no tan fácil, ¿verdad? Pero
Ahorita le va a quedar el pinche monkeypox.
Call 'em
Love you, Fry.
You come from back from vacation. You're just going at it right now.
No, es que me estoy desquitando de tanto.
Llegó con
tanto que
repertorio
no te-
ya.
No, es que
Sí.
son, ¿qué? 4 meses que no estamos aquí juntos haciendo.
Ya se extrañaban entonces.
Pues claro.
No,
sí,
pues
sí.
gracias por
Para que se
invitarnos a la
enseñe el
invitación de estar aquí con ustedes en el GuacPod. Ahorita para contar un poquito la historia de Mazizo Musical, lo que ha pasado, lo que hemos hecho, dónde andamos, qué estamos haciendo, para dónde vamos, and we're ready to go.
Y sabes que es algo extraño, it's a little weird, man, for us to talk about. ¿Ustedes se consideran un grupo duranguense? Like, or what do you guys
Pues siempre cuando nos preguntaban de horas, siempre hemos dicho duranguense y tierra caliente,
Ok.
porque teníamos lo que eran los saxofones, teclados y trombones, cargábamos de todo y tratábamos de echarle de todo, no nomás era una cosa en específico, era siempre tratar de variarle para que la gente, para tratar de abarcar cualquier lugar pero
Yeah, siempre ha sido el
nos relatábamos
enfoque
más con eso.
ser diferentes. Obviously, cuando en duranguense era o puro teclado o otros
Yeah.
son puro sax,
Right.
unos con trombón. So Mazizo
That's
right
a-
from the get-go, teclado, trombón, saxofón.
That's a little
Porque
surprising.
traemos raíces, obviamente, de la música de tecnobanda y todo eso. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
a ver, cuenta, the only thing that probably changed, la tuba.
Yeah.
Instead of un bajo, pues,
I'm just a little surprised that they, not really in a bad way, right? But like you guys had said, tierra caliente, you kind of have a little bit tierra caliente.
Yeah.
But it makes sense because you had the trombones and you had
yeah,
the
like
little
Quiero
stuff.
Ser in those
principio,
songs.
Yeah.
yes.
Era
Obviously,
el enfoque, el
the
enfoque.
tempo, duranguense, but
Yeah.
focusing on trombone part, more tierra
And what's
caliente.
even more
Yeah.
crazier is de que ustedes son un grupo de ese tipo de género que no son de Aurora, because you guys are
no.
Chicago.
True Chicago. We
Wow.
say if we say it, we
Damn,
are.
Jesse,
we
what the
breed
fuck?
it.
Right away, we're gonna go there.
North side.
We're south side, north side, and borderline.
It's because over there is Little Durango over there.
That's
It's
true,
either
that's
Melrose
true.
Park
I see
or
what you're
Aurora,
saying, I see what you're
That's
saying.
what I'm
Sí,
trying to
somos
say. Chingados.
Nacidos en la ciudad de Chicago y contentos de veras de siempre poder a donde vayamos, siempre representar a la ciudad. Bueno o mala, como sea, esto es nuestra casa. Hay buenas partes y hay malas partes de Southside, pero no voy a decir nada. Pero, no se crea, no se crea.
Es que
No,
siempre
no.
Cuando hablo con compadres así, con amigos del North Side, ¿verdad? I think about Tino, Boogie. Porque
Yeah.
allá,
Tino
a él-
Figueroa.
es que
Yeah.
allá tienen su arrachera al lado con arroz con gandules over there. Because
Oh,
you're
yeah.
from the North Side.
Yeah, you go to La
If
Bomba.
you go
right
Humboldt
there
Park,
on
you're from
Armitage.
Humboldt Park, you know
that-
what's up. Yeah, you gotta have your Puerto Rican right.
You got the
Saludos ahí.
tacos.
Oh,
and
we
the
know,
arroz con
I
gandules.
know.
Saludos ahí para el compa Tino ahí también. Compañero también, he graduated, I think, from same high school. Desde
shit.
Kelvin
Oh,
Park de
shit.
nosotros. We
So
went to
what high school you guys go
Kelvin
to?
Park, all three of us.
Hell yeah.
Kelvin on the north side.
That's obviously CPS.
You know
course,
it, hey,
Die hard
100%.
Represent.
Where the true
Where you get
people
free-
come out of, you know?
Free
That's
lunch,
soft
free
shit.
ticket, free all that stuff.
Lunch tickets, yes.
That's where the true talent's at,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
Wait,
where
we're
we're all at.
CPS too. Fuck, I mean, that's
Yeah,
what it is.
hell yeah.
I love shutting out CPS porque
We're just
I mean, it's,
outside.
yeah.
It
pero,
makes you
but
badass,
CPS,
right?
man,
Esa es la buena escuela, ¿verdad?
That's
Ahí es
that
donde
school,
aprendes
man.
todo bien.
School of Hard Knocks. what
Yes,
you call it?
sir.
That's where
You
we
learn
come
how
from.
to live with people, how to be around them, how to survive them, cómo hacerle, cómo correr de ellos. We learned the hard way.
what
We had to
streets-
run
what
through
streets to
certain
go to,
streets,
what
what
street-
alleys.
Yeah.
You had to know where you got to go through. What cars are you gonna hide under? You needed to know.
That's
We
right.
knew.
When they pull up in their Cadillac, you need to know what
Oh,
alley
boy.
you need to jump through, what yard has dogs, what yard doesn't
No,
have
it
dogs.
wasn't even a Cadillac. Nomás era when you hear the system, when you hear
Oh,
the
yeah, when
music
you hear
pumping, you're
the
like,
pumping, when you hear the license plate rattling,
yes.
that's when you know
You didn't even look around. You're just like, oh, I can go this way. I can go this way. Like,
See what I mean? True Chicago. I know what's up, right?
Those
You
are
know
the
what's up.
options.
That, only we know that. Not people from the suburbs, Not from the suburb kids.
them Schaumburg people.
Oh, Schaumburg, anything west,
In high school, is that where the whole music curiosidad started? Or you guys like from back, family, desde niños, or how did that start with you guys,
Desde
bro?
nuestro papá, más que nada, él tenía su grupo donde mis hermanos empezaron. Ellos pueden empezar porque ellos son más grandes que yo.
You're the youngest.
Ellos me llevan ahí con varios años, o ellos empezaron. Pero ahí con mi papá, ellos tienen ese grupo. Ahí
me llevan
empezaron
con
ellos.
unos 10 años, dice.
Más o
pinche
menos,
Raúl.
más o menos, 2, 3.
No, like 7, I think 6 years.
8
por ahí
y
más o
6.
menos.
8 y 6 años me llevan.
Ay, no
Es que
diga
he
los
was,
años.
he was
Él
an
empezó,
accident.
él dijo,
Is that he was the accident? He wasn't supposed to happen.
Ah,
It was 2 and
Because
done.
they're
but
like,
then-
man, we messed up with both of these. This one's going to be the one. This one's going to be the one.
el tercero es el
salir la
bueno.
niña, va a
El
salir la
tercero,
niña.
la buena, esa mero.
Wow.
No, pues ellos pueden contar dónde empezaron porque ellos
So
empezaron primero.
Empezó desde antes, pues, de la high school.
Yeah, like
obviously.
no, like freshman year, maybe.
Okay.
8th grade, freshman year, obviamente nuestro papá tenía un grupo con sus amigos, and they practice at the house, in our house, obviously,
en
our
el basement.
So,
Nomás en Chicago, porque en los suburbios no tienen.
Basement, that's right.
yeah,
Facts.
True.
Para que sepan,
Very true.
Para que sepan.
so, yeah, obviously, de ahí empezó, obviamente, empezando ahí, our father, nuestro papá, obviamente, inculcó, bueno, empezamos ahí de metiches, when he se juntaba con sus amigos a hacer música, ellos ahí, grupera, whatever. Después él bajaba, la curiosidad, like, go down, let's see what they're doing.
A fuerza.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hijo, vete para abajo con tu papá.
Yeah, venga,
Él no
stand right
quería,
here.
andaba jugando allá afuera.
Yeah, like that. We were playing outside, and then all of a sudden, hey, vénganse para adentro, vengan.
Mi
go
mamá
downstairs.
les decía que se metiera para abajo.
That's how it started, obviously. Ricardo empezó ahí a agarrar el teclado primero. My dad le enseñó una canción, y luego la se le pegó. Like, usted véngase para acá. Ahí, desde ahí ya no lo
Ya se
soltó.
chingó. Ya te chingaste, ya te sabes una, ya vas a tocar.
Yeah, that's how it
Como
started.
el de Gavino, ¿verdad?
Québrame los dedos, mejor.
No, y así empezó. Obviamente ya uno menos en la bolita to play outside. So then ya entonces bajaba yo. Y digo, well, he's inside and he has to practice, so then let me pick up something. Then I'm like, I like the bass.
Yeah, you play the bass.
So then I started with the bass. And then we did that for a couple years in the basement there with the family group.
Just with your pops right there.
Yeah, it was called Durango 7.
Okay.
Más que tiene, ya sabes,
Desde
pinche,
entonces,
está
Durango.
perra, ni para qué. Sí.
Obviamente son de Durango.
Sí,
originales.
para aclarar, obviamente
Yeah.
obviamente nacimos aquí, bueno, yo y mi hermano Raúl nacimos aquí en Estados Unidos, aquí en Chicago, pero representamos orgullosamente nuestro bello Canatlán de las Manzanas, Durango.
Para el Diego,
Yeah,
nacido en
yo
Canatlán.
nacido allá.
Yo nacido
tú
en
sí eres
Canatlán.
Yeah, yo nací allá, pero 3 months later I'm already here.
Se lo llevaron con la güera, se lo llevó en el avión. Y sí, dijeron que se lo soltaron con otra.
Yeah.
No se
I
viene
didn't
con
cross
los
the
papás.
border. I passed by with some
With other people,
white
se los
folks.
pasaron.
Ashley.
como salía bien güerito, mira, no sé.
Ma.
Estoy quemado. Con ojos de color y todo, me pasaron como su kid. Airplane.
Se parece
They
el
believe you.
Brian.
Ah, okay, that's cool.
Ahí viene el pinche Brian en Madrid.
Exactamente.
Ya muchos se llaman Brian.
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 With a Y.
Yeah.
Sí, ¿no?
Ah,
Ya
no
sí.
sé, aquí, shit, va a salir alguien ahí conocido de pinches culeros, Brian.
Así se llama mi hijo.
Saludos,
Ah,
Brian.
Ya, bye, ya cortaron, ya. Adiós. Que les vaya bien. Buenas noches.
Yeah, ese fue el inicio ahí de la música en donde...
Badass.
Como dijo mi hermano, en ese entonces, la verdad, nosotros tenemos más afán para el deporte. Estábamos aquí jugando béisbol, pero mi papá le encantaba ahí la música, formó el grupo, nos inculcó la música, nos mandó a fuerzas ahí a los ensayos, le agarramos cariño a la música también sin querer. Y de ahí, pues, nunca hemos mirado para atrás. Empezamos
Voluntariamente a huevo, como dicen. ¿no?
Exactamente.
Voluntariamente a huevo.
Yeah, because we wanted to play. We played sports. Obviously, in high school,
That
we
was our
played
thing.
baseball. Baseball was our sport. The majority. We did baseball all high school.
Chicago Cubs. I know you might be a student, you Southsiders, you know, hey, y'all don't know what's up.
I'm the Cubs fan right
he's
here,
a
bro.
Cubs
I'm the
fan.
Cubs
Sí,
fan right
ese sí sabe, ese es el bueno. Ya sé con qué me voy a juntar.
Pero en esos tiempos, obviamente, para nuestros padres, el deporte, they were like, that's not going to leave nothing.
Right.
Leave that alone. That's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
Eso
do
no
the
deja
music.
nada, eso no
You
deja
can make
nada.
money
Money.
playing whatever stuff like that, right? So, hey, dejen el béisbol, no los voy a llevar ni a practice, ni esto y lo otro.
Mi
Aquí,
papá le llamaba los papelitos esos. Esos
Ey,
papelitos
¿dónde naciendo
no.
papelitos,
Esos
eh?
papelitos no.
Oh, really?
That's his
Sí,
language.
sí, sí. Ese es
So-
la-
So, ahí más o menos, con tu papá, ¿cuánto fue lo que duraron, por decir, ahí pegados con él y aprendiendo y todo eso?
No fue mucho, fueron como quizás unos 2 años, porque tenía yo como unos 13 años en ese entonces,
Ok.
12, 13 años. Para los 15 fue cuando, de pura casualidad, en un evento alguien le comentó a lo que viene siendo nuestra siguiente etapa,
Right.
que formamos parte de lo que se llamó en ese entonces la banda Caimán.
Sí.
Alguien le comentó al muchacho que formó parte de Mazizo, el compa Chuy, que había un muchacho que tocaba teclados, obviamente yo, y fue un día a mi casa a pedirle permiso a mi papá. Hey, ¿crees que puede soltar a
su morro,
a su
yeah.
morro para que mejor se venga acá con nosotros, con los más jóvenes?
¿Pero nomás tú o both
No,
of you?
nomás
no,
él.
nomás
Oh,
yo.
okay.
No, at that point, obviously, la banda andaba buscando tecladista.
Ok.
Y obviamente le comentaron, pues hay un morrillo, yo creo que querían uno nuevo, sin compromiso, nada de eso.
Yeah.
Pero pues
Pero
fueron
¿cómo?
allí, como estaba menor de edad, fueron a pedir permiso. Hey,
¿Cómo corrió la voz? So, like, how did they get to you?
I guess all the Durango people, right? All the family events,
Ajá.
las fiestas, o ahí tal vez alguien le mencionó a él de mí,
¿Quién
y
es ese?
he-
¿Quién es ese?
se atrevió a ir ahí con mi papá a pedirle permiso y mi papá lo pensó y dijo, pues ¿sabes qué? Nosotros pues ya estamos más rucos, aunque no eran más rucos, ahora que uno tiene pues esta edad,
Right.
I don't feel that old, and they were young, I guess, pero bueno, he said, hey, cálese para allá a ver si le gusta, para ver.
Está cabrón la cosa porque ahorita ya en Facebook nomás necesito tecladista.
Y ahí,
DM
se van
me.
apuntando ellos solos, ¿verdad? Boom, they just tag.
pero that's why todas las canciones las tocan en el mismo tono, ¿no? Para que todo el mundo se las
Sol, puro sol, puro sol, puro
Los
sol.
tamborazos están en
Oh,
fa.
en fucking ass.
En fuck you.
Hey, pero de todos modos también se requiere aprenderla, ¿verdad? Aunque estén en un tono de have to learn it.
Still
Para
yeah.
que te skill.
Crédito para ellos.
No, pero yeah, that's how he ended up obviously joining Caimán.
That's badass. I
He
mean, I
started-
For anybody who might have known back in the day in the 90s,
Hell yeah.
we hit it hard. We
Yeah,
like
los
to
que
say we were the
conocen la
top
tecnobanda,
bands
los tiempos de la
en
tecnobanda, ahí
Tecnobanda.
la Villanueva, la que era la Presagio.
Presagio.
Competition when we used to
Potrillos.
go at it at each other. you know?
Potrillos cuando era Tecnobanda en aquel
Right,
entonces con
right.
el piano, con Chino.
Buenas
Se
competencias.
convirtieron también ellos. One of the ones who flip. Okay, but I'll just say.
Ya está
One of the
pedo.
flippers. No, just say, because there was a lot of those. So we're just getting them out of the way, you know? Go ahead.
No, pues así empezó él. Obviamente se fue a la Caimán, vinieron por él. Pero como él no manejaba, I started driving first, since I'm the oldest.
Shit.
So yo le daba, I would take him to practice. Yo lo llevaba al ensayo. And then de allí, tanto que obviamente Chuy tocaba el bajo y cantaba. Then he realized, hey, well, what do you do? You know how to play? Yeah, I play the bass, blah, blah, blah. So then from that point, me caló. He said, a ver, agárrate el bajo. I just want to sing now.
Yeah.
So from that point on, I started playing the bass in Caimán.
Damn, you
That's
just
how I
two
got
for
it.
one.
Just by giving him a ride, I ended up in
Two for
Caimán.
one.
Yeah, you just
Para
took
andar
me
de
back.
colado.
Yeah.
Está bien, salió bien.
Yeah, and then obviously him also, it's, he didn't, when you're behind an instrument, it's not the same feeling, when,
Oh, yeah,
when
of
you're in the
course.
front.
Yeah.
So I guess he wanted to shine.
I
So
forgot
he's
about
like-
that. I forgot Chuy played the bass. Hasta ahorita
Yeah.
que estás mencionando,
Chuy
me
was,
acordé. He was a short singer.
Yeah.
side
Yeah.
note, I remember Edgar Sarasua and me got invited to Caiman. And
Oh,
Chuy
shit.
was the one that asked.
Yeah?
Because we were playing, I believe, trombone at that point.
Okay.
And he had hit us up. He had hit Edgar up. He's like, hey, you guys play trombone? We were in Azteca.
Oh, okay.
He's like, hey, you want to come through? We're like, it's cool, but,
Yeah, that was probably
You
before us.
respectfully declined
okay.
or what?
Respectfully declined.
Oh,
Yeah, because we already
Like,
you
man,
had
you guys
Azteca.
on the north side. Fuck.
We gotta go. We
Close
gotta
fence.
jump, we gotta jump on the CTA to get up there.
That's how we started. Family group then, and then obviously
And then, Caiman,
Yeah.
how many years then, bro?
damn,
Got to be about 4 years. maybe.
4 to 5 years, maybe around there.
And then from there, ¿cómo es que empezaste a cantar tu, Raúl? And that you guys figured out, well, let's fucking drop or forget Caiman and do
Well, that was the process. We were like we tell, like when you were asking us back in the back room
Yeah.
about life experiences or to give even advice to the other people. That's kind of like what we went through. We've been through the local scene.
Yeah.
Éramos locales. We were at the top. I like to believe that we were one of the top best tecnobandas. Teníamos un chingo de jale, como dicen, teníamos un chingo de sets en todos los salones que tú puedes mencionar, pero llegó un momento que, hey, tuvimos una plática con los demás miembros, hey, ¿esto es todo lo que quieren hacer? ¿Están conformes con nomás?
You guys brought that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
¿Están conformes con nomás tocando los sets y that's all you aspire? It's like, no, man, we want something more. I think we're a pretty good tecnobanda. And tecnobanda's in. You got to capitalize on this moment, and we do something with it, and we record, or we try to go on tour or get known, or we're going to call it a day because we really wanted to do something more with our life. And even back then, obviously, we were entering another phase like me. Like I told them, we kind of still joke about it, but shit, I wanted to be a ball player. So it was like a turning point, like, hey, Chewy, or hey, band, you guys want to do something? Or I'm kind of...
You gotta switch teams sometimes,
Yeah.
or put your own team. Es curioso cómo son las cosas porque para un grupo que sea tan exitoso como Caimán, ¿verdad? Que tiene un chingo de jale, tocar en todos los lugares, pero you guys no están equilibrados, o sea, no tenían el mismo enfoque, which is kind of weird. Because musically pueden estar una chingonería, ¿verdad? Pero at the same time, it's like el enfoque de otra persona nomás está conforme y otra persona quiere saltar al
Pues eso es lo duro de cualquier grupo, me imagino.
Yeah.
y más like a banda that has
So
tantos
many.
elementos
Yep.
to all think the same or all want the same or in the same situation.
Want
Está
the
duro.
same, yeah.
Si un grupo de 3 de cierreño de 3 guitarras a veces no pueden coincidir.
Con ellos mismos, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
So ahora 11, hey, tú puedes, tú no puedes, tienes esposa, tienes hijos, tienes responsabilidad, quieres viajar, no quieres viajar. So it's hard to do that. Pero como nosotros éramos the young kids, los nuevos sin responsabilidad, we're like, we gotta try something. We want, por lo mismo que dice, nosotros nos gustaba el deporte. We used to play baseball. We were in high school. We were MVPs of the high school teams.
We got
and
offers. We had offers.
I went to try out for the minor league Cubs at Triton College one year. When I graduated, I got the invitation to go try out. The only thing I got hurt.
And I missed
But
my
yeah.
tryout,
Yeah, and
which
he
I
missed
still
his
regret
tryout.
to this day. I
Yeah,
would
but
have made it.
we were pretty decent when I like, you know, we played baseball.
What was the position?
No, we were the top players. To
Yeah, I
this
played
day.
every position except
if
back
you
catcher.
grew up in the hood
I just
and,
didn't
and
play
we
back
walk around the
catcher.
hood, they know who the hell I am.
Oh boy.
They know who I am. Listen, that's good enough.
Flashback.
That's already good enough. As long as he says,
ready to
"Oh
talk
boy, here
shit."
we go," then he knows what's up. A street baller knows what's up.
Yeah.
Anybody knows.
Yeah,
La de él no tiene alcohol y anda hablando mierda.
hey,
Con cuidado, con cuidado.
the championships speak for themselves, and the MVP trophies speak for
But
themselves.
yeah, but obviously we did the sports thing, and that's why we were deciding. And then, no nomás eso, sino porque obviamente para el deporte no hubo apoyo, because it wasn't something back in those days for our parents, you know, Mexican mindset. No, eso no va a dejar nada, no, bla, bla, bla.
Mejor
la
agarrarte un
música.
trabajo.
So they made us focus more on the music part, so that, como nos hicieron eso, o nos inculcaron más la música, lo mismo en Caimán, hey, ¿le damos más o aquí hasta aquí llegamos nosotros? So we're gonna do.
So
That's
I mean,
interesting.
backtracking a little bit, estaban haciendo, durante el día estaban haciendo el deporte en la escuela
Right.
y luego por noche estaban tocando en la banda.
Yeah, íbamos a jugar nuestros juegos, whatever, de
Literally.
3 a 5, 6 de la noche. A las 7 era el ensayo con la banda. Y era el mismo rutina. La rutina de diario.
Yeah, por varios
Y era
años.
fuerzas, porque todavía repetía. La verdad, yo estaba enfocado con el deporte que me llevaban a fuerzas. Like, when I mean a fuerzas, me tenían que encontrar por allá y llevarme arrastrando al ensayo. Because I'm like, man, I don't want to. Y ese entonces también, como yo admito en mi persona, yo sabía hacer la música, pero no me gustaba. No me gustaba chistoso. I was more like rap and all that music back in my day. I like, I play the music, I know how, but I don't get down with this. This ain't my thing. So I kind of would be there. You still see pictures to this day of me like,
Yeah,
they still have them.
and videos and all that, tocaba huevo. He pretty much blindfolded. He would play the song
like get it over with.
Your mind was somewhere else.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
not in music.
It wasn't- he wasn't into it that way.
Le subías el tiempo para acabar más rápido.
Oh man, I couldn't finish fast enough. My dad would like, man, dance, mom. Like, man, get off me. Like, no, yo no quiero hacer esto. I was that guy from the movie. Like, I forgot 3 veces o algo de los Tigres del Norte que, no, Dad, I don't want to do that. No. I was that kid, you know, which I'm still embarrassed by it, which I regret that I did that, but that was me back in that day. I kind of like didn't have that connection. I had it in me, but I wanted no part of it because I guess I was too focused on sports. I kind of had a goal, and I felt like you're supporting me more in
Something
music.
you don't want. Yeah.
Yeah,
instead
you're
of
supporting
what
on
I
something you want, not something that I want.
Yeah.
Dude, so you were pretty badass then in baseball. I mean, you
Yeah,
guys
after
won-
I left TV.
high school, you guys did like all that city, state, all that shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Sheesh.
Pero ya agarrando las ofertas, o sea,
Badass.
tus papás no
Didn't know that.
entendieron como que,
No,
hey,
They brought my dad all the awards, and he's like, "Man, get that out of my face." I
Yeah, we
don't
got a
care about all
fucking
that."
gig later, bro.
Exactly.
Tocar zapateados al
Hey,
rato,
it's
¿no?
messed
Jodiendo con
up.
la
It's a
pinche
sad story that they know, like, man, he's gonna start crying like shit. I'm not gonna go there.
He probably will. Is this Oprah? Is this Oprah, guys? Is this
Thanks,
Oprah?
Dr. Phil.
Yeah,
Hey, our parents, the dream killers.
yeah.
Wow, no.
But where we got
Thank God
him-
you said that in
where we
English, because they don't
Hey,
understand.
yeah, we're saying it in English, so it doesn't hurt.
He's already throwing it out.
Oh, what do you say? What do you say?
He's already talking shit.
I said the parents, the dream killers.
In English.
Ay, discúlpela más.
Hey, we got him back, though.
Esa es mal arrendado, mi hermano mayor.
But así se dio, man.
That's
But
badass.
con el tiempo, I don't know, but what the flip happened when we did join, cuando entramos a la Caimán y empezamos a tocar tecno banda. Lo que sí me gustó de, I would even say Chuy o la banda, que desde el principio tenían la mentalidad de tocar variado. Creo que también pasa hoy en día como platicamos entre músicos, uno sube y ya espera que ese grupo y el otro grupo toquen el mismo pinche set.
Oh, yeah.
Las mismas canciones.
Era una regla que teníamos nosotros. Nuestro set,
Never.
todas las canciones, que nadie las tenga.
Yeah.
Y si
Mínimo.
estaba en el set y alguien la tocaba,
It's out.
queda eliminada. On the spot.
On the spot. Our set was different. Tenía que ser diferente. So then we
So, traemos
turned.
repertorio de la madre para que en una de esas, si alguien ya la tocó before us,
Yeah.
Yeah,
if they played after us, it didn't matter because we played it first.
Right.
right,
But before us, if you play it, we don't play it.
right.
Just-
We had different rules and different mindsets, strategic
Pero,
to
pero
stand
ustedes
out.
llegaron un poquito más temprano para escuchar los sets o cómo
Yeah,
hacían
well,
eso?
no tanto. Obviously, the set, the hour before te toca. You
You're just
show
waiting
up.
to set up.
Yeah.
You're looking at the other
Yeah,
group. and
just during that hour and then
Pero,
play.
y la tendencia de la gente, ya ves, sale en la radio una canción y luego como ahorita.
Pero
nada
diles,
cambia, los tiempos cambian.
antes no eran 10 grupos arriba, eran más 3 o 4. Ahorita como
12,
tienen un
12,
chingo, tienen
15.
como 12, ya ni la chingan.
Let's not get into radio, porque
Oh.
luego acá mis compas ahorita empiezan y estamos
kind-
en la temporada número 5 y no vamos a hablar de radio, ¿ok?
No, en ese entonces nomás había como 3 o 4 grupos, por eso nomás era porque es todo lo que tocaba.
Pero sabíamos que la tendencia era si algo saliera en la radio, pues obviamente luego
Yeah.
tal grupo o tal banda.
Hay que sacarla.
Hay que sacarla
Yeah.
porque la van a pedir. Pero
You guys were
fuimos
the other way
against the
around.
other.
Yeah.
So como somos de Durango y Chuy nos inculcó, bueno, introduced us. I gotta give him that. Introduced us to la banda. We grew up on Banda Bonita, Banda Aventurero. I don't know if you guys know that or you
Yeah.
guys listening to that.
Yep.
But we decided to take music
That way.
from that way, bring it
Yeah.
over here. Because nobody had that music. Y la trajimos para acá.
So when you guys had this meeting y les preguntaron, obviamente they didn't aspire for more then, right?
No, because by then they were like 23, 25, but now they had bills to pay.
They had
Responsibilities.
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 And some didn't have papers. We
Okay.
ended up knowing that they didn't have papers.
That was a
Like,
big
oh,
fear
shit.
and shit.
Yeah.
We
That
can't
big
fucking
fear.
Yeah, and
leave
those
it
days,
anymore.
Travel, yeah.
Can't leave the city.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can't leave the city,
Nos
bro.
van a la ciudad.
So
No,
we-
y eso we had that talk, obviously, de eso de qué más se va a hacer, pero llegó el momento donde el duranguense llegó, obviamente, y el elemento, el encargado, se fue a, bueno, no, doesn't matter, right? Montes de Durango.
Sí, sí,
Chuy left la banda to go to Montes
Okay.
cuando pegó
It
la
all
de
happened
Hoy empieza mi tristeza.
simultaneously.
I remember that.
So he was doing the trombone part that one of
Yeah.
our trombone players, I think, recorded. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So he went that way y ya se quedó la banda sin él. We kept it playing. So that's how él integró casi al final de la banda. And that was one of the reasons it ended because they didn't want to do more and we brought him in y ya no, como que no les pareció thinking that we were taking over,
Yeah.
el mando or leading the band.
Yeah.
So, y traemos a otro chaparrito que se llama Meño, que en su tiempo fue primera voz de Beto y sus Canarios.
Oh, okay. Shit.
For a lot of
después.
years. Ya después.
Sí.
But yeah, that was the main, like you say, en Caimán. Los años que duramos, and then we brought him in, ya que estaba agarrando, para que agarrara colmillo, ¿verdad? Empezar a cantar little by little, but they didn't start liking that. So that was more of the decision at the end when we decided to,
Peace.
yeah.
Y eso fue cuando apenas la ola, that must have been like 1998, 99, cuando apenas igual como Montes estaba haciendo lo suyo, pero igual Bracero estaba haciendo lo que ellos estaban
Era como
haciendo.
2002, Ricardo. Espérate.
Yeah.
Andas muy atrasado. Sí,
No,
like
it was
2002.
1999. It was
No,
1999.
estás muy atrás. Es
Bueno,
como
los años-
2002. por ahí.
Es que él se retiró un año, so he doesn't.
¡Hey! ¡Wow! ¡Ouch!
Here we go.
Bueno, pero
Espera.
él le agarró también un poquito más de cariño por la música cuando arrancó también Braceros y él empezó a, hey, I kind of like this too.
Yeah.
We talked to him, hey, we see you like singing in the shower and all that, and you like you.
Soapy, all soapy
You
and
had
all
your
that.
concerts
Like,
in there and shit.
But the actual thing, the little thing that even I can't even do to this day, pero uno mira, hasta para ser cantante, no nomás ser cantante, a veces está difícil aprenderse letras, like shit, he would learn every fucking song that he heard, and we would see that since he was a kid, like, hey,
Yeah.
he knows every lyric, he memorizes the stuff, so now it's just a matter of him learning how to sing. He has that memorization for lyrics.
Yeah.
That's not easy. Not everybody has a strength, and he can memorize lyrics, and we caught on to that. So once he's like, hey, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I want to do this. And once that little flip happened, when the Duranguense barely began, that's cuando le incorporamos a la Caimán. Pero también fue al mismo momento que ya también era el momento que ya iba
A terminar.
a terminar.
Bueno, yo me encerraba en mi cuarto. Yo a los vecinos, yo todos los días los tenía con mi música, todo lo que daba. Los buenos que eran familiares ya al último, ya verdad. Pero yo me encerraba en el cuarto, yo cantaba las canciones de todas las bandas y todos los grupos. Me acuerdo de Intocable, La Jerez, ¿no? La canción que salía en ese entonces yo la cantaba en el cuarto, yo me las aprendía, yo las cantaba. Yo no fui en clases de canto, nada de eso, ni estos me enseñaron nada. Yo nomás canté y canté y canté todos los días en mi cuarto encerrado. Mi mamá compró un micrófono Radio Shack de $10, creo. La conectaba a la bocina.
Radio Shack.
La conectaba a la
All these guys
bocina.
are like, what the fuck is that?
Is that Amazon 2.0 or something?
It's
like a Best Buy?
It's right next to Circuit City.
Radio Shack was a fucking thing.
That's where you went for
needed a
all your
fucking
electronic
cord.
needs.
No, the last minute shit. Like, you're like, fuck, I need a wire. Oh, shit.
There's a
I
Radio
need a
Shack over here.
microphone. There's a Radio Shack right here.
Yeah, so
I
sí,
need
yo,
an
yo,
RCA cable.
yo me encerraba ahí y ahí es como aprendí a cantar yo solo. Yo me afinaba con las canciones que yo escuchaba. So, así, un día, cuando ellos estaban en la banda, y que yo no sé si se daban cuenta, obviamente tenían que darse cuenta que cantaba, pero se puede decir mi audición fue un día que ellos tocaron la banda Quemán en la quinceañera del vocalista de su hermana. Me dijeron, hey, vamos a tocar con braceros en la quinceañera de su hermana. Like, oh, okay. Hey, can I go? Yo iba a sus bailes o lo que sea, yo andaba ahí de colado de vez en cuando. Pero cuando me dijeron, porque ya braceros andaba todo lo que da y yo los vi como jóvenes, de mi edad, dije, my age, hey, this is kind of, maybe this is where I'm at,
You were the ride at that time. You were the ride at that time. Right?
Yeah, in a sense. So I saw them, like, oh, hey, this is kind of, I guess, where I'm at, Duranguense is coming in, these guys are young, they're probably from high school too. Yo tenía 15 años en ese entonces. Y dije, hey, pues déjenme ir con ustedes. Yo fui al evento de ese. Y Tutti, que estaba en la banda con ellos, se conocen.
Tutti.
Saludos para Tutti. Creo les dijo a los de Bracero, porque ellos estaban tocando su set antes de que ellos tocaran. Hey, si lo dejan cantar una canción con ustedes. Porque yo me la sabía a todos los güeyes. Entonces dije, hey, no, sí. No le importaba, creo que andaba pedo, which is messed up, because I told this story to his sister and the family. He passed away like a couple months ago. So saludos para Chepe, que acaba de fallecer, en paz descanse. Les acabo de decir esta historia a ellos, and they were like, oh my God, for real? And they're like, oh yeah. Okay. It was like, what, a couple months ago que murió, ¿verdad? Sí, yo fui a su funeral, ahí estaba. So le dije la historia a ellos, te la estoy contando otra vez, pero ahí es donde empezó para mí. Yo fui a ese evento, me dijo, Tuti les dijo, hey, dejen cantar, a él no le importaba. Pues, sí, dale, él quería andar en la fiesta. Cántala, pues, no hay problema. Y a mí me encantaba la de las Isabeles. Y que me dejan cantar, sí, cántatela. Y me la canté, whatever. And I guess todos de la banda had never heard me sing. Y dicen, chingada, este güey sabe cantar. And then from then on, I guess, es cuando decían, cuando Chuy se decidió ir con Montés, hey, pues ¿a quién va a andar de vocalista? Yo no sé cómo decidieron, hey, pues métete tú. Pero la cosa es que de ese día que me vieron cantar, dijeron, ese sabe cantar, métanlo a cantar. Pero cómo me metieron ahí a la banda, pero los últimos momentos, pero cuando me vieron ahí, era cuando me vieron ahí.
Pero no te dio nada, o sea, no te asustaste, porque cuando yo canto yo me encierro en mi cuarto y también estoy cantando. Y luego me ponen una canción de karaoke, I'll be like, God damn, I can't sing the shit.
No, I guess eso viene de adentro de mí. No me ha dado miedo para cantar. Sí, it's like, para mí siempre ha sido like, okay, yo soy serio antes de la presentación, pero ya cuando me dan el micrófono y me suben al escenario,
se convierte en
Como switch.
Ya le tengo que cambiar. Y es más, soy serio. Es más, no me molesten antes de ir a cantar. Pero ya cuando ya estoy en el pedo o ya me subo al escenario, ya yo sé, mi mente sabe que tienes que darle. Tienes que empezar a sonreír. Aunque esté encabronado, hasta subir al escenario yo tengo que sonreír, tengo que cantar a todo lo que da, no tengo que tener miedos. Súbete al frente del escenario, mira a la gente, salúdalos. That's what goes through my head. Like, boom, you gotta do everything. Go say hi, fucking smile to everybody, say wave at them, go up to their face, everything. That's what goes through my head.
Una pregunta. But before that moment que vas a subir, that you haven't flipped the switch, estás allí, alguien te llega y dice, hey, quiero una foto bien rápido antes que te subas al escenario. Like,
Sí, me
you
molesto.
te molestas,
Antes
right?
de subir al escenario.
Yeah,
I'm like,
antes.
because I'm in my head, tratas de hacer como que, okay, I'm preparing to go
Because I'm
into
that
something.
motherfucker saying, hey, let me take a picture before you go on stage.
Yeah,
That's me.
Y sí, no, yeah, I know. And there is I think, el que no sabe, pues, pero ya de todo modo, ya al final de cuentas lo tienes que hacer y lo haces, pero a lo mejor no, but you're trying to in your mind, so you're like, man, I'm about to go do something, give me a second, like I'm about to take on something on, like I'm getting
trying
to
to get
that
in your
point.
zone and shit.
Right.
Pero
So,
es donde le enseñamos nosotros que eso no se hace.
No,
Si
no,
alguien
no,
pide
eso-
fotos, se saca fotos.
No, pero de todo modo lo hago y lo voy a hacer y
Sí.
siempre lo hago, pero
Right,
la
right,
cosa es
right.
que yo prefiero que no antes
Yo lo
y ya
estoy
después de
diciendo antes,
acabando,
antes.
Pero le
a
enseñamos,
todas las
hey,
fotos.
ya pagó el boleto. Ya se ganó la foto.
Yeah.
That's another way of saying it, porque si se llega a ir...
también, mira, te da la presentación,
You
se va a
pay,
acabar en 5
foto.
segundos. Hey, toma la foto. Ya voy a subir, déjame, ya me voy a subir. Pero,
No importa,
está
el
bien.
que pagó manda.
Calme.
No, es
manda.
que, ¿sabes
No,
qué? Cuando me toca presentar en unos escenarios, yo soy esa persona.
Esa persona
Esa
jodiendo ahí.
persona que voy llegando, hey, un saludo, ¿cómo estás? Saludos, yo soy el MC, o soy una foto. And I see them focus and I feel bad
Right.
now. Now that
Sí,
you explain
yeah.
it, en ese momento I feel fucking bad.
It is, es que antes, right before, it's like, I can't
Pero,
explain it, pero eso
hablando,
es una cosa.
el nuevo, the younger guy.
No, hasta la
Not the
fecha.
old school,
No,
like
that's
you
not
said.
true. Because even till right now,
No, but
it's
like
still
say, nosotros, bueno,
just that time,
different.
just that little piece. It's
The-
like
the
just
four.
give me like I gotta,
You
I
gotta zen into
Right.
Some of us don't
Yeah.
need that to turn on. It's always on.
No,
See,
that's a lie. Because when he gets on
Somebody just
stage,
got
he
it
ain't
on.
even on. He's lying.
Somebody
So
just
don't
got
believe
it on.
him there. You don't believe him there.
You see the difference? Some people got to switch.
Yeah.
We're just always on.
Switch is never off. Dice
No,
pinche Diego.
like you say, that's well, like you say, maybe.
Yeah, because his is always low. His is always low. It's the same one.
Yeah, but see that. But like you say, that's what makes us that part because us three as brothers, we don't let each other slack off on certain things.
Yeah,
even if
yeah.
you think, hey, no, don't do that.
I was-
Like you say, if I don't want to take a picture, hey, that guy say he wants a picture, come over
take
here.
it.
Yeah.
Como dice, aunque estés con tus pinches caras, take that picture.
Dale.
Nah,
'Cause
pero
like
siempre
say-
me las tomo, pero digo, estamos
yeah.
hablando
I get it.
de una cosa donde mi mentalidad antes
Yeah.
de subir al escenario,
No, se
yo
entiende,
estoy
se entiende.
tratando de estar en un lugar. Obviamente eso nunca va a pasar donde se me va a ir exactamente como yo lo quiero.
Right,
No voy a subir al escenario antes de que alguien me pida una foto. Eso va a pasar. Pero prefiero, si ojalá es posible que nada
Si
pase entre
pudieras
ese
coger,
entonces, ya subiendo al escenario, pues vamos a darle todo lo que da. Me tomo fotos con la gente que cuando estoy cantando, I'm bending over like this, and I'm singing the top is highest song, and I'm bending over, and I'm still taking the picture. So I would say that's pretty fucking good, you
I
know?
agree, bro.
Pero, pero ahí es donde se le vale que le diga, "Ay, espérame tantito, espérame.
No, ahí sí, ¿verdad? Ahí permíteme
Ey.
lo que cante primero.
Hey, pero wouldn't it be different que te ven que estás haciendo algo a que estás ahí nomás parado y no te quieres tomar la foto? There's a big difference.
Estoy preparándome para ir como dice a la guerra. Me estoy despidiendo de mi familia.
So
No,
when,
pero sí.
so when you go and you sing with Braceros and it's kind of like a tryout. And what is the year entonces? Because I know I had asked you guys before. I mean, you guys got 19 years as Mazizo. So what is the year then? Because I'm bad at math right now.
That was probably like 2002, I would say. 2002. That's
Yeah,
why
right.
his 98, 99 was
Yeah,
terribly
2002,
off.
2003, right?
2002.
Now that, well, obviously, Tuti came in, his name, shout out to Tuti.
Yeah. Salud pa'l tuti.
He was in Caiman, obviously. And
Yeah.
so then when Chuy left, there's a backstory of Caiman,
Dale.
how it happened.
I like it.
Tuti was there, and the banda we kept on, we had this meeting like, hey, without him, la banda va a seguir, culo el que se raje, el que se salga, blah, 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 blah.
Hell
Tuti.
yeah.
Pedrada
Oh,
time,
Tuti
guys.
said-
Tuti
Pedrada
was saying
time.
that
Watch
stuff.
out.
Vámonos.
Ahí te va
I
Tuti.
got, Pinche
Fact.
tuti con la-
Tuti knows we don't lie. So,
Nah, tuti's cool as fuck.
So,
yeah.
so that's what happened, right? Obviously, he said this, that, hey, you guys better not quit, blah, 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 I'll shoot you guys, whatever, all this crazy stuff.
Hell yeah.
So we're like, okay, cool. El que se raje primero, vamos a ver. So then we incorporated, I would say, after he sang and all that, he started joining, coming into the practices, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, like you say, Duranguense starts popping. He gets a call from Lamento Show.
Oh, yeah.
So he quits on us.
Oh.
That's how it happened. That's how he left Caiman. That's how his exit was from Caiman. And then from that point on, that's when we're like, hey, that's it, we're done. Once he
Tuti,
left, they're like, we like,
Tuti, te
Tuti.
invitamos para que vengas a
para
que
a
se
your
entienda.
side.
yeah, because he was like, nobody better quit. We better keep going. We better do this, that. And like, cool. Then all of a sudden he comes, hey, man, you know what? I got an offer. and I'm gonna leave.
But you guys don't quit. I gotta leave.
I gotta leave.
Yeah,
No,
so
I bumped into him actually about a month ago. También en un funeral. Y I saw Tuti. And I hadn't seen him in about like 10, probably like 15 years.
Oh, shit.
Y no tenía esta barba blanca, nothing. I had no fucking beard. I was like 300 pounds lighter. He's like, Jesse, what's up? And I'm like, Tuti? How the fuck did you recognize me?
Yeah, but that was a little Tuti story there.
I forgot Tuti was
Because
in
obviously he was
Amendo.
part of Caiman.
I forgot about that too.
A lot of Duranguenses obviously started after Caiman broke up. You had Michael from Coralillo. Also played
He was
sax
our
on
sax
that.
player.
Yeah.
He was a sax player on that one. So you have quite a few talent that
Everybody
kept on
branched
going
out.
in the...
So then Caiman finishes.
Yeah.
Como haya quedado, pero quedó. And then you guys just decided to do your
Yeah,
thing.
that's
Bueno,
why-
yo entré nomás los últimos 3 meses de Caimán. So, yo canté, creo que como era, ¿qué será? Like octubre hasta diciembre o por ahí. 3 meses, más o menos. Y se acabó la banda. Y ya es cuando yo y mis hermanos decidimos empezar Mazizo.
We
Es
began
cuando-
back to the basement. Well, not even the
Ah,
basement.
el cuarto.
In our little room.
Back,
in our
back
room.
to the same room I was singing it. Es cuando
shit.
empezamos, agarramos los teclados, él empezó su teclado, él no tocaba la tuba en teclado, pero él tocaba el bajo,
Yeah.
más o menos sabía, pero sí, se enseñó a tocar la tuba en teclado y él las melodías, porque siempre tocaba la chacheta en la banda y sabía tocar la música. So ahí teníamos, como dice, la base, la tuba, la música y el cantante.
Yeah.
Y ahí yo también me agarraba con la batería, a veces yo le pegaba ahí en el cuarto, pero ahí empezó Mazizo Musical, ahí es donde empezó. Les pusimos el nombre, las canciones.
Recording demo
el
tapes when you had
demo
to push
tape.
pause and play in the recorders.
At the same time?
With where the speaker used to record you. That was our recording studio. You push the play and pause, and then all of a
like, all right,
sudden
hold
empezabas a
on.
grabar. So yeah, como
yeah.
ya estaba el Duranguense, by the time Caimán broke up,
Yeah.
ya estaba Atardecer, Braceros, Montes, Alacranes, all these groups. So we started, taking out their songs our way, whatever, Macizo style, or desde el momento, trying to put in our influence or our Tecnobanda, sound into that.
Yeah.
So that's how we started recording like little demos on the cassettes. So we had all that. So that's where Macizo starts.
¿Cómo llegó el nombre? Like, were you guys having like?
I got the
carnitas de
name from.
maciza or something?
I got the name from. We were listening to. I think it says it in El Corrido Los Pérez. The word Macizo, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere in El Corrido Los Pérez.
Raul, you're the lyric guy, bro.
Yeah, I think
It doesn't say Macizo.
Yes.
A ver, sección.
Parios?
If I don't remember right now, but I know I got it from a song.
I don't think it says it either, but I didn't want to say anything.
I know. Well, I'm probably confusing the song, but I know it was from a song.
But it's a word that my dad would always use all the time. Like,
Okay.
siempre,
Tienes
ya ves
que
que
tocar
está bien
macizo.
macizo.
Está bien macizo,
Si algo
yeah.
está macizo, it means it's well done, well built.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
they would
Yeah.
always use that word around
Yeah.
us.
So the name,
pretty
obviously,
sure that's
I'm the
where it
one.
came
Like
from.
that's the name I put. Like, this is what we're gonna call it.
Every time I
así se
order
quedó.
carnitas, I'm like, Macizo Musical.
Una
So
maciza.
yeah, nombre así, like I said, we put the name, we started recording the little demo cassettes, blah, blah, blah. So like I said, we're doing our thing, and then we got a drummer, no? That's when Beto started practicing with us.
No, not
Our
yet.
ex-drummer, that he was a Caiman drummer.
Okay.
So then he started helping us out there. Yes, he did.
Primero, Diego.
Estando mal.
Diego, ya. Sí, ya
Yeah,
está
no,
malito.
es que ya estoy viejo yo.
Ya no dejan tomar. No, él no vino hasta después.
Después
Y
de que-
we got the demo. We showed it to Chuy. Chuy then showed it to Pedro, and then that's when we started basically getting all the rest of the guys. That's when Chuy was still with Montes. He was doing his thing over there, and then but he heard the tape. He showed it to Pedro. Pedro liked it. He was the Alacranes at the time. He was doing his thing with them.
Yeah, he said he was
con
looking,
ellos.
he said he was probably looking for a secondary band just to have as another backup just in case. So it was probably right timing. El tiempo era correcto. Chuy le presentó la idea de este proyecto a Pedro. Pedro nos citó, hey, ¿sabes qué? Traten de armar un grupo, preparen unas cuantas canciones. Los
Sí,
veo,
en el ensayo.
los veo dentro de X cantidad, un mes o dos, y si me late el proyecto, lo que tienen en mente, vemos si tomamos el siguiente paso. He shows up, I don't know, a month or two later, we had a couple songs prepared for him. He shows up to the practice.
Oh, yeah, obviously after that, when that happened, that's when we got the rest of the guys. We had never played any gigs. We just basically practiced. We got these guys, which was at the end was the same, almost casi todos los que estaban con Caimán. Era lo que era Mera, el saxofón, Toño, el trombón, y el baterista, que era el baterista de Caimán, que él empezó con nosotros, que era Beto. So, who else am I missing was with us?
No liquor
That was
pizza on
it,
that.
right? Yeah. I think. I can't even remember. Do we have another
And
song
then,
on?
bro,
No,
that
was it.
That was pretty fucking a lo que iban. O sea, it was just a month or two, and then bam, here's a demo. It wasn't like fuck it, let's try it for a year and see what the fuck happens locally and shit like that.
It happened pretty fast, man.
Yeah, that sounds fast as shit.
Yeah, so it happened. We never played a gig before we even recorded our first CD.
Damn,
Nosotros
shit.
grabamos el primer disco antes de tocar un set en Chicago. Nosotros no empezamos hasta septiembre de 2003 y nosotros grabamos el primer disco de Mazizo Musical en ese verano antes de haber tocado. So era el verano de 2003 es cuando grabamos el disco.
En septiembre es cuando hicieron.
Empezamos a tocarlo. Y ya para marzo estábamos en gira en Durango.
God damn.
So,
así de rápido
ahorita que
pasó.
estamos tocando el tema de Pedro, de discos, we do have a good amount of young viewers. Any advice when it comes to contracts, when it comes to record deals? Ahorita ya es muy diferente que
Ya
antes,
todos son
obviamente.
independientes ya.
Sí,
Yeah,
sí,
la
ahorita you can upload your shit. You don't,
No ocupas de
technically
nadie.
you don't need anyone.
You don't need a distributor.
Antes sí era otro pedo, o sea, antes era muy diferente, pero I mean, what is something that you guys can like advise anyone?
It's
you know?
este negocio, como dicen en inglés, it's a double-edged sword. So like in our case, when that happened, cuando eso pasó con Pedro, it's like, well, you realize this after, because at the moment no te importa, tú nomás quieres tocar, ojalá ser famoso, que la gente escuche tu música.
Right.
Es lo único que te importa. It's tunnel vision. It's like everything else you forget about, and
You just sign anything, like,
unfortunately, you end up doing things that you shouldn't have done, and you realize that after that you messed up, you fucked up. Pero at the time, it's like a double-edged sword. Do we sign with the guy? Because that's what happened. He came and he saw the group, le gustó el grupo, y dice, okay, pues let's do it, you know. I want to sign you guys, y vamos a grabar un disco, lo que sea. Y dice, oh, chingón. Right? You're like, oh, yeah, that's great. Let's do it.
He puts a proposal that seems at least something better than where you're at the moment.
Pues es
Yeah,
que
right.
And
Yeah,
that
les
becomes
pintaron las
enticing
flores.
Oh,
in
yeah, of
itself.
course.
So
Yeah.
the question is, like, if ahora sabiendo lo que sabemos, will we still do the same thing? Is like, knowing now, because I don't want to go too forward, but whatever. We got screwed in a sense, knowing after. But at the moment, it was like, if we don't sign with him, then maybe we don't become anything. Mazizo isn't what you guys know it today. It never comes off the ground. Nobody knows we existed.
Right.
But he gave us, in a sense, that opportunity. You know, he did his thing, but en a cambio de qué, como dice, like
They give you
he
one
did
thing, but they
something
take
with
others.
it. Yeah, so he offers you the nice thing of becoming famous, knowing your music, but he was gonna fucking screw us, and we didn't know at that time.
No, I said, well, like I said back there, when you're young, that's how they get you. It's a young man's game.
Right.
Why? Because I can make money off you a year, 2 years, then I move on to the next young guy. If you deal with experienced bands or musicians,
Ya
the
saben.
deals are different.
Yeah.
So now it's an actual business equality, 50-50 or whatever, but you're not gonna get screwed the same way. Thank you, buddy. Yeah,
But yeah, it was that like you're saying about what can you tell the younger? It's a double-edged sword in the sense that damned if you do, damned if you don't.
So do you think it's I kind of had asked this question also to Alacranes. Like, do you feel well, maybe it's different now, right? So many years later, but at that time, was it worth it? Like, do you feel like by doing that move, it put you in a platform that maybe you guys
It was
could
worth it
invest?
in that sense that we became Mazizo Musical.
Right.
That's
We
what I was
became
gonna
what we are, what you know us as today, because if not, who knows what would have happened. But we also, we can give him credit for that, so not take it away from him,
Right.
because he obviously put in the money to make Mazizo what it was, but we did that as well. We recorded the songs, we picked the songs,
You guys did
he
song
put them together.
selections, all that shit. right?
Everything on that end of that music scene, the music part was us.
Yeah.
We chose the songs that we recorded, everything. Obviously, él grabó el disco, se lo llevó a Durango, la payola, lo que sea. However he did it, whatever.
Right,
That's on him,
he
right?
trusted what he
He
saw.
did it. He's the song.
All he did
and
was
it blew
take
up,
the
and
final
it blew up.
product to the thing. Usually managers mean they pick the songs, they do every little
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
No, with us it was like just give me the finished product, and I go trusting the process of
his strategy.
Yeah,
of what, he
of
is doing.
what we do as musicians as the group.
Yeah.
I do
And
it
him
as
just
a
take
manager.
my part.
Was it the price that you guys had to pay to get to where you guys
That's
are?
exactly what it is. What I'm saying, it's a double-edged sword, and that's the price
Everybody
of
has to-
admission.
how do you
You
say,
gotta get
everybody has
screwed
to-
because if we
price.
decline the offer of saying, well, what are you gonna give us? Or at that time, we didn't know.
Right.
We didn't know. We put the name Mazizo, but guess who registered it? He did.
Yeah,
Not us.
Pero ese era el precio que ustedes tuvieron que pagar
Para la fama y para hacer lo
Para
que
la
ustedes conocen
consistencia.
hoy.
And if I, like I say, if my memory serves me, to sign the contracts when they wanted us to sign, obviously it was a seven CD deal.
Okay.
I
was
guess
gonna ask
with
you guys
Aguila
that, too.
Records, I think Aguila
Yeah.
through Fonovisa or something like that.
Visa Univision. Like
For
that.
7 CDs, obviously the contract. They looked for us, like you say, I'm recalling, they went to look for us at the park. We were all scared and they found us hasta debajo de las piedras for that part. But when it's time to register the name, all of a sudden, like, man, we had to do this shit quick. Blah, blah, blah. They wanted it this, they wanted that.
I see what you mean.
But then, like I say, at that point, like, we're like he says, forget it, let's just go. We want to do this. So then at that point, it was when we should have fought, or if we had a little bit of knowledge.
Well, it's like you said, you have tunnel vision. They
Yeah.
offer you this,
Ahí
and
ya
you
nomás,
get
como
this,
dices,
you're
yo nomás queríamos, ya se presentó, let's
Pues
do
es
this.
parte, parte de lo que es, lo que son ustedes, un grupo, es una empresa y ustedes no sabían esa parte del
Sí, no,
negocio.
es negocio.
El
Yeah,
negocio.
exactly.
Ellos,
Es lo que
ellos
uno
lo
no sabe del
conocen,
negocio.
ellos, y más que nada, sus ojos han de brillar para ellos cuando se dan cuenta que tú no sabes nada.
Que también
Y so,
es
they say, oh,
también
this is good right
es a messed up part que seas that,
But it's
no,
reality.
and that's fine, like you say, yeah, reality, like you say, si le inviertes, obviamente quieres recuperar tu inversión, pero llega un punto donde lo recuperas, and then do you change and say, man, I'm gonna lo
hook
que
them up.
merecen?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
It
gonna
never
hook them up.
happens.
Right.
Nobody ever gives you that extra dollar.
Never.
We just talked about it, right? Like, I mean,
You know?
the Bronco and El Coyote, like,
Yeah, the bigger bands.
You start realizing, like, fuck, everyone did get fucking fucked over.
Yeah.
over.
And then los que siguen, los que han aguantado, los que han hecho, like you say, at this point in their career, they're probably making more money than they did back when they were the famous.
Ever. Yeah.
At their high point, you know?
Right.
Why? Because now they know the business. Now every move they make is strategic
Which is
and benefiting them.
what I'm going, which is kind of truthfully what's kind of going on for us for now. We're actually in a better place now. Maybe not packing up the houses like we used to, but we weren't getting the cuts back then
Right,
when we were
right.
actually
of course.
freaking famous. You know,
So
but
it's crazy
that's just how it
O
is.
cuando decían, there's something that was always, siempre nos decían aquí en el GuacPod where it's like, yeah, they would pay us nuestra tarifa,
Salario
para tocar, pero cuando les iba mal. Pero cuando les va bien, when you guys pack the house,
It was the
they
same
never give
thing.
you extra.
Ni un
Oh,
pinche
yeah.
50, hasta le hacían de pedo, because we went through that. Nosotros pasamos por eso cuando queríamos pedir
poquito
en México,
más.
porque nosotros tocamos un chingo en México.
Yeah.
Y en México, aparte, tocas en los sets allá, tocas 2 horas, porque es 1 hora, descansas una y tocas otra. Aquí en Estados Unidos tocas 1 hora. Pero allá
That's 3 hours.
aparte de que obviamente tocamos viernes, sábado y domingo, allá como se acostumbran muchas ferias, y allá nos tenían en
Durante la
ferias,
semana.
lunes, podía ser lunes,
durante
martes,
la
miércoles,
semana,
jueves,
Oh, and it was
y
the
era
same
lo
pay.
mismo.
Ah,
shit.
So, era putal de más chinga, y cuando le vienes a decirle, hey, y no, pues así es. Nos mandaban a la
Porque
chingada.
decía,
y nos
obviamente
pagaban.
porque el contrato decía tanto your salary because it was considered a salary because every Monday no matter what you did, whether you played or didn't play, played 1 day or played 7 days, this is your pay.
Yeah,
salary.
Which is something you don't realize because business like, wait, our paycheck in the United States is for 3 days, 3 sets, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
So now you want 7 days por el mismo pago. O sea,
14 sets and shit.
exactly. So ahí es donde obviamente me
Oh,
imagino
man, you know-
más billete.
Donde yo me quedo medio like, fuck, man, is the name part, bro. The name part is crazy because, I mean, all these guys in the business, in the record label business, the first thing, right? Like, they want to just grab
They want the name.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. Si
no
tú no
registrado
tienes
el nombre,
nombre,
I got it. don't worry.
chingón. Es like you said, that's where their eyes light up. Bam,
But there should
this
be,
is it right
I
here.
mean, in my point of view, or thinking, there should be a law against any manager that comes outside of somewhere that doesn't allow them to register. There should be something like you say, musicians or
If you have some kind of proof that you were already playing before you showed up, then you shouldn't
but
be
as
able
it
to give
is, you
it
would
to
still
them,
have to go legally through all that hassle when automatically the day or that person goes and puts in the petition, he should be denied automatically.
Right.
But it's, again,
Knowing that
price,
obviously-
price of admission, because si yo ya tengo el grupo y ya tengo, no sé, los pantuflos o lo que sea. El grupo ya está bueno localmente, pero si yo les digo, hey, me viene un manager, le digo, no, pues ya lo tengo registrado. Oh, ok. Pero el nombre como que no, está muy malo, ¿no? Como que lo cambiamos. Why is that? It's not because he doesn't fucking like the name.
He wants to
It's
own
because
it.
he wants to register a new
Exactly.
name.
Yeah.
He wants to have the control of it, so it doesn't matter.
Or
At
he
the end of
already
the
has
day,
it
that's what
registered.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs to have some kind of control where if ellos se sienten que, puta madre, pues le voy a meter dinero, esos güeyes se van a querer pelar o no que estar a jalar conmigo, pues no les voy a dejar el pinche nombre. Yo no le voy a invertir si no voy a tener control de algo. So es lo que va a pasar. Si ellos no tienen control sobre algo, no van a trabajar contigo. So es cuando tú tienes que decidir qué es lo que vas a hacer. Voy a trabajar con él, a lo mejor me chingue después, pero a lo mejor me puede ayudar. ¿Qué es lo que voy a hacer? Porque él no va a entrar nomás así a lo pendejo, a decir que yo voy a perder y ustedes van a ganar.
So a key point, going back to the main thing, which is the advice, like other people have said it, which is read
What you're signing.
what you're signing.
Yeah.
And
Even then, be ready to get screwed by it.
and in this field, I think como puede cambiar cosas hasta a veces en un año, si le pegas con una canción o algo, a veces no es bueno firmar
Long-term.
cosas long term
Yeah.
agreements. It's better to do things, all right, 2 years, I think it's fine, 3 tops.
five.
I
No,
would
and
say
now-
2 to 3 years, if that. Because, yeah, like he said, there's also, you have to admit, you got to let them
Gotta let 'em
Screw
screw
you.
you in a sense.
let
pero
them,
ahorita creo
because they
que-
got to get the return on investment.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you don't want it to be where maybe your window of opportunity kind of ends.
Make it, yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to still be in that window, so you
But
want to
like-
be able to get it
like
back.
that part, like saying, obviously I watch your show and other
Thank you,
shows
bro.
and all that
Thank you.
stuff like that. Like that, I'm in the group. I'm the guy who watches all the business.
Okay.
Like I say, I watch hasta el más local que tocan su basement, hasta el más grande, and for the same reason, to watch what we need, what we don't need, what to do, what they do, the business in general. I say even that part of the music, con like example Firme and Gutierrez or
I was just
music
gonna say,
VIP.
did you see that?
Like them, but according to them, obviously he helped them. But once they blow up, now if I understand correctly, they're like partners now.
Yeah,
now
now
he's
they're
part
partners.
of Music VIP.
Edwin is part of it. Yeah.
Why is that? Because even the manager realized he's my ticket. So
Yeah.
why not go 50-50? There's money for everyone. When there's money, there's for everybody.
Yeah.
The problem is that just some people are just too greedy, plain and simple.
And
Yeah.
back in that day, that's all we were dealing with.
Yeah.
Bro, and back in that
Yeah.
day,
Because-
you're talking about
because-
10-year contracts and shit like
That's
that.
what I was about to
That's what
say.
it was.
Before it was like contracts of like
Right.
year, 10,
But
5,
that's
10 years,
because
like
all-
minimum, right?
All those people, not to name names, but all those people, that was also their first go around. So their eyes lit up when they started seeing dollars.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. Instead of being kind and spreading the wealth, they decided to be greedy.
Yeah.
And we know de nuestros colegas, sus historias, pues les pasó lo mismo.
Yeah.
Por ese lado es triste, because there was a good thing going. Había algo bueno que estaba sucediendo para todos.
Porque a veces llega la fama, pero no hay dinero. Y después a uno llega el dinero, no hay fama, you don't get it. You know, like in another interview, Yaki says he was part of Recodo,
Not making
Yeah.
money.
not making money. You
Yeah.
would think, like, if you talk, hey, that member's in Recodo.
That's-
Comparing money-wise of what he says his numbers, because he said his numbers. It's
He
like,
says his numbers, yeah.
Okay, Mazizo makes more than El Yaki.
Hold on, that's
you
a-
would think, how's that possible?
That
right?
was a funny anecdote. That one of the times that we there was always little flashes when we realized, hey, I think we're getting screwed.
Yeah.
But then sometimes we felt good. One time that opened up our eyes, like the Yaqui story. I remember we were playing with Recodo or Arrolladora, even the singers. Hey, we make X amount of money. We're like, you make only that?
Right.
And you're Arrolladora? And we're like, we make double what you make?
Yep.
Man.
A lot of those
Yeah.
bandas, I remember when back in the day at the Rosemont
And we were getting screwed.
convention. Yeah.
So
and
we're-
you guys,
But it's the
exactly.
We
cost-
were making,
but
we
also-
were getting
The
getting
cost
paid
of
a
living
lot.
in
Now-
Mexico
yeah,
is different
now-
a la que vive en
Yeah,
Estados
yeah,
Unidos. a la que
ellos
vive en
estaban viviendo
México.
como reyes allá con ese
Yeah,
dinero.
But that
es
money, they're-
diferente. sí,
Pero,
sí, es
pero
diferente.
como todo el público o uno, como cuando no sabemos nada,
Right,
uno lo
right,
vemos con otros ojos. Uno vemos la tele y la magia de la tele o la magia de los
Of
conciertos
course.
llenos y pensamos ellos están en la gloria.
Pinches millonarios todos,
Yeah, yeah.
güey.
Siempre pensamos eso. Siempre pensamos que todo lo que estamos mirando han de estar, boom, living the life.
Todo el mundo. Es por eso que todos se enfocan en doing things that they maybe shouldn't do. Putting
Right.
cars, flaunting things that they don't have yet. And, you know, at the end, you know, it's full of shit. it's not real, and you're only fooling yourself. It's like, don't go there because you're only screwing up yourself, because then when you show up and somebody sees you somewhere and you don't have what the hell you've been flaunting, you look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Now-
you show up in your little Kia when you fucking put a fucking thing in a fucking video, like, come on. dude.
Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Lamborghini out there. But
Don't
it's
fall
always
for the
it's,
hype.
it's always the thing where they say that the broke people are the ones that buy the richest stuff. O
Well, it
sea,
is, 'cause,
y
yeah,
luego
it's-
los ricos son los que
Menos. Menos.
you know,
que- menos
gastan
tienen.
menos.
That's true. 'cause
Isn't
it's
it
the
funny?
flaunting,
Mark
right?
Cuban wears the same damn
Polo or whatever.
polo
right?
or that white
tee.
that white tee, and he's filthy rich.
Yeah, pero también,
and we
pero por
wear,
lo-
we're trying
hay
to
que
just
verlo,
show
como dice,
out.
hay que verlo de los dos lados, porque ya también con tanto dinero, does something really give you pleasure when you buy it?
Satisfaction.
Since you know it's so easy to get.
Hey, maybe-
that's a lot of times why when, like you say, grupos or people flaunt, the poor flaunt fancy shit.
Yeah.
Porque es un logro for them. It
Right.
still brings them some kind of joy or satisfaction. So that's maybe why some do it. Others do it obviously just to
To do it.
stick it to
throw
your
it out.
face. Yeah.
Fucking Mayweather.
But
don't
others
give a
like
shit,
say
right?
they cuando dicen, oh, pues para
Sí,
esto
güey.
trabajo.
Yeah,
Me
exactly.
cuesta, pero como sé,
And
muchas
it
trocas
works.
sí andan las
It works
trocas
for
ahí, las estoy pagando cada mes, pero las estoy pagando.
Right, right.
It's mine. So
It's
it's
mine.
it's something that keeps you moving.
That's
It's not
true.
necessarily a bad thing. But I mean, in the music world, like you say, don't get hyped up by just what people like, even your friends, like we were saying. Yeah, your boys here make you like if you're the biggest thing in the world, but then you step out of Chicago, what are you? Then you get in shock because nobody nadie te pela. Your boys are not there to say what's up, dude. Damn, you fucking throwing down.
Killed it.
You guys did Lamberto Quintero badass.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you play it better than these guys, and you play it better, man. You guys threw down and
Yeah.
But when you go out and nobody just stares at you, everybody just looks at you like, who the fuck are you? You no, and you say your ego or yourself, you know, something inside of you like, shit, man.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Which
I don't
be-
want to do this no more.
Yeah.
You know, so and then that's what, like I said, that's when you realize maybe this isn't for you.
So how did you guys tuvieron que cumplir los 7 discos o 7 años or whatever came first kind of thing? Or did you, I mean, how
Was
did
it- was
you
it
guys
more
don't
in
mind me
years?
asking that?
Well, was it more in years? When I think cuando llegó algo así, llegó con el contrato Pedro, I don't know más exactamente los años, creo que era más en años que discos, no sé. Pero sí,
Same,
era
seven
que
years?
dijo,
Yeah.
pues va a ser de X tanto. Yeah, we didn't read the contract.
Yeah.
We,
'Cause they were given
but
an
it's-
option,
but then
right?
there's also legal shit. Like you're supposed to, if you give somebody a contract, I think there's a thing where somebody has to be there to be able to read it, as opposed to hey, just signing the fucking dotted line. You know, that's kind
Well,
of what happened.
technically, yeah. You guys
know?
didn't have anybody, no lawyer
No,
read it. You
no.
guys just
We went to
fucking banged.
Portillo's.
They came.
He
and
bought
just
us an
said,
Italian
fuck
beef
'em.
and we signed. I still remember we went to Portillo's on Harlem and Archer.
Yeah, right here.
That's where we ended up signing out. That's where we
Not
had
even
our
not even a combo.
we
You
signed
gonna
over
get
our
your
soul.
combo?
Not even the sausage one.
Not even a
The
combo.
sausage was
I couldn't even get the sweet
metieron.
peppers on it,
You
bro.
couldn't get the slab of ribs with the beers.
geez.
That was too much. We weren't making that much. money.
That's why that movie always hit hard when Ice Cube said about the cheeseburger and they're over there eating whatever the fancy food. Like, how the hell am I eating the cheeseburger and I'm the one making all the songs and the music and I'm on the art?
Yes,
Something's
yes.
starting not to look right. Well, that's
Yep.
kind of what happened to us. We looked around us, our fellow colegas de los otros grupos que camión ahora tienen camiones,
Yeah.
que ahora ellos están tocados en las radios y Mazizo nada de eso. Hold on.
What's going on here?
What,
and
¿Qué está
shit?
pasando? Because I think
Yeah.
we're doing the same or better than y'all.
Yeah, and the work and the visually, you saw it all there from Mazizo, the same as a lot of them.
Yeah.
So we
But then
started-
all the extra stuff was never seen. You know, we were lacking all that extra or anything.
Extracurricular that they were getting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bonus.
because I mean, I'm gonna say it. I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable, right? Pero I had mentioned to Ricardo, and I don't mean any disrespect por si lo ven los chavos, pero I remember clearly there was a uptrend when you guys obviously were already with Pedro, and Pedro already had Alacranes, and I remember thinking like, man, these fucking guys, the trend is going a little bit higher than Alacranes, like just by seeing the crowd, by seeing the reactions, by seeing it's just an uptrend. You can just see it, way. And I was like, fuck, I wonder what's gonna happen here, porque it's a little bit of maybe conflict, conflict
of
between
interest?
between the same family per se. A ver cómo le va. And would that become an issue? You guys think?
There was, I think, and you seen it here, pero eso ya estaba pasando en México.
Shit.
Nosotros en México estábamos a todo lo que da y allá es cuando creo que se vio más. Si lo viste aquí es una cosa, pero en México creo que ya se veía.
Okay.
Eso ya estaba allá.
And like
So,
you
but
say,
yeah,
it
course,
didn't rub
there
well
was-
on some people.
Right.
So, porque allá en México obviamente cada grupo carga su escenario.
Okay.
¿Verdad? Acá la mayoría, bueno o malo como
Llegan.
usted, llegas con tu equipo.
Okay.
Pero we used to show up and play in the same one as Alacranes for quite a while. But then there came that point that, we heard she's blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's it. Now Mazizo gets their own stage. Alacranes gets their own stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so that's when you started to notice.
Little things. here and
The
there.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The change, yeah.
And
the
not only us.
fans, there was the fans.
The fans let you know.
Allá se utilizan mucho clubs de fans, también era otro detallito. Well, con el tiempo estábamos, empezaban más y más detalles que became red flags for us and things to created more tension that through the years. Pero like the club de fans, they would have their clubs. With time, we would have ours. With time, theirs would want to become ours.
Yeah.
And from other bands. They
Yeah.
all started flipping to Mazizo, thank God. Or at least that's how we see it. We saw it. But then it became an issue too. Like, hey, no, you could only like us. If you're going to be with us, you can only like us. And our way of being has always been
That came from Oscar Diaz.
well, whoever. No, that came from everybody.
Yeah.
Because it benefited just like us.
Yep.
To be clear though, we've always been the type that we tell the viewers or the audience, support musicians, support music.
Yeah.
Go
Not
out there and
just us.
it's never not just us. When we go in the paquete, enjoy the night, enjoy everybody because we're all in this. Obviously, en el escenario, it's a challenge. Cada quien que se defienda. Yeah.
Well.
I think like you brought it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
When we used to play against y'all probably didn't like us. I
It
don't,
is a
but in a nice
competition.
way.
Once you go up
In
on
a nice
stage,
way.
it's your job to make sure that you hopefully stand out
Stand
the
out.
best. But it's a healthy competition. Hey, todos lo vamos a hacer lo mismo, vamos a echarle chingazos y al que la gente atiende y le gusta mejor, pues that's what you're trying
Yeah,
to
'cause
do.
you-
You're trying to give the best and
public.
hopefully that
yeah.
at the end of the night todos digan, no, esos de Macizos tocaron bien chingón esta
Yeah,
noche.
that's what you
That
want.
Es lo que quieres.
Hoy se la rifó.
Pero healthy
Se
competition.
llevaron
And
la
that-
noche.
y eso leads to more work. So it is like you say, healthy competition, but it is a competition
Yeah.
because it is a business. Si tú tocas más chingón o la gente le gustas más tú, van a contratarte más a
O
ti.
el ambiente. y la
Y así
chingada,
de
todo,
fácil,
yeah.
es un negocio, porque el promoter no va a decir, no, pues tocan más chingón. It doesn't matter.
Él nomás ve esto.
They're the money.
Yeah.
Y con el tiempo es lo que pasó. Él nomás miraba que ring, 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 están llegando nomás para acá. Oh shit, what's happening? What's happening? All the calls are coming this way now.
Yeah.
The agenda's getting booked up super fast.
And it's like you say, a
Other people
conflict
don't like
of interest.
There's
when
got to
you,
be a conflict of
the
interest,
same
right?
thing like when you have two groups, of the same genre, you can't put the same effort to both, unfortunately. O es uno o es el otro. O tú como, like you say, the money businessman, you gotta see where's your money going,
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, pues, obviously, me dejaba, pero ya me está dejando más este.
Like
so
in
now I
boxing,
gotta
right?
go this way.
The boxer, while he's a top dog, but as soon as they see him lose and the next
lost
guy's about to
one.
come, they kind of get rid of you for the next guy.
They
So,
just goes on to the
So
next one.
it's
Yeah.
that's the business. It's music business. That's
yeah.
what the part of.
gracias a Dios, to go back up a little bit, though,
Yeah.
I got to say, though, thank God, we always started with the right foot. We've been blessed, though, all in all. There's things along this story that, we thank, because Pedro did come. He gave us the opportunity, but we made the most of that opportunity.
Like I said, we can't take that away from him. We'll talk shit about him right now, but we can't take away.
Credit-
Because I will. Because at the end
Good
of
or
the day, he
bad,
deserves.
good
fucking
or bad
criticism.
credit. When you did the good part, obviously you get your credit for that.
Right.
But then you also gotta assume the bad shit you did to
Yeah,
us.
Right.
You
know?
fucked up.
And that goes through anybody who's come through us. Like I say, we keep it real. You did good shit for us. You did good shit. Pero
We
también si
acknowledge.
hiciste
Sí, algo-
cosas que no van, pues también las hiciste.
Es lo que es. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y aquí nos dio la oportunidad. We started on the right foot. Empezamos en Durango. Los eventos, nuestro primer evento, when we first started in Durango, it was like, I don't know, like 30,000 people showed up. I'm not even sure how many people. I think we broke a record.
Just you
Our
guys?
first
Our first
Mazizo
gig
Cerveceria.
ever. Our
the main
first gig
guys.
ever. That's still on YouTube. Some people threw it up like during the pandemic, and we finally got to see it. That's a sad part. We don't have no footage of our history, and so anybody watching, anybody who has footage, we love it when
En
y'all post
Durango,
stuff up.
en Durango tenían era una hora de complacencias where they would take calls from people. No, ya cuando llegamos,
That's a good
toda la
memory.
hora teníamos un disco nomás, teníamos como 11 canciones. La hora completa era
el disco.
1 al 11.
Oh shit.
While we were making our
Buena
Damn
hang of
podcast.
boxes, bro.
when we made our drive, to arrive to Mexico for the first time as Mazizo, just
Yeah.
on the drive alone, you turn on the radios to every station, and our music was playing nonstop. Prior to
It's like,
Pedro doing
you
the,
know, you could,
Oh,
like,
I was gonna ask
like
you
we
that.
were telling
Is
you.
that partly more?
no, because
No,
you could
we
only get
were
one
telling
song.
you, like,
you could only get one song.
La payola nada más es para
One
una
song.
canción. Esa
Yeah,
es la
yeah,
canción que
yeah.
le vamos a
You're right,
empujar.
you're right.
Esa es la canción que vamos a empujar. Which was what? No, I think they started with La Espina.
La
La
misma.
Espina and then Quiero Ser came in, that was the one that blew up.
Yeah.
Pero, it was like, you only push one song. But somehow, some way,
Everything
it was
goes.
every fucking song.
You want a refill, bro?
If
Aquí.
you have one. Where's my guy?
¿Quieres,
What's his
¿Quieres
name?
una de tequila o quieres una?
A mí no, porque luego vamos a cruzar.
Yo nomás
ver,
necesito hielo.
arri-
I need some ice. I need some ice.
I got a bucket with ice right there in the floor, I think, guys. If you guys don't mind
Just
bringing
need
it.
ice, compa.
But yeah, like you say, on the radio, like you say, usually entra una canción, maybe two, and that's if you're lucky.
Right.
Yeah.
Pero
But
en ese
then los
momento
cortes,
Ah,
Los
but
cortes,
los
pues.
cortes. But then, like I said, tocaban hasta la polka
Las
maciza,
polka.
polka, las momias, whatever. Most of our songs were being asked for and played
pero
for.
en tu opinión era porque las personas de la radio estaban escuchando todo el disco, that like they had
Yeah,
the
so,
whole-
cuando nosotros
don't-
llegábamos a las entrevistas, era un locutor diciéndonos que su favorita era de las Serán sus ojos y la otra decía que esta era su favorita. And I think for those reasons, every time cuando ellos se subían a la cabina, ellos tocaban las que les gustaban.
Okay.
Pero,
yeah.
como dice, la payola nomás era para 1 o 2 canciones, right? Este es el promo, tóquenme esta, chinguela, póngala todo lo que da.
Well,
Pero ya
that's-
cuando empiezan a tocar todas las canciones que no tenían que tocarlas, ya es cuando sabes que ya es
That's
otro pedo.
basically,
Yeah.
eso era el gusto de un locutor, because when
Y nos
shit,
decían,
I was gonna-
cuando
I was-
llegamos
I
ahí a
was
la
about to
cabina, nos
say it,
decían.
But, like, ellos quieren resaltar para decir, fue esta canción, yo la toqué
Y yo la
primero.
hice, ajá.
Yo
Yeah.
la toqué primero.
Las historias,
So
yeah.
that's why they want to have that label. Like, oh, you like that song? I was the first one to
Yeah,
play it
and
on
that's
the
how
radio.
music works, even in the scene,
That's
like
true,
at the
that's
clubs. If a brand new group pops up, I knew they were gonna pop. I knew that first, and I already
hired
played
them
them
first.
first. And everybody wants to be the first to say
Everybody
wants to
that
be
they're
the
the ones
first.
who brought them
Want
to
the
life.
credit.
You know? Yeah. But
So I was the first. No, just
But yeah, así era. Así, but yeah, but I was in high school. I was a senior. Como dije, empezamos el grupo a tocar.
He likes
en
putting timetables like that.
Septiembre
You could, like
2003.
our age.
Because
You have to say that?
no, because I mean, because the crazy part was, I was still in high school my senior year. I had to come. They got me out of high school in my most important time that I should have stood because I needed to fucking pass to get my
graduate.
high school
Graduate, yeah.
graduates. If I didn't, I was fucked. I was gonna come out and I was gonna have at least my degree of my high school diploma.
Certificate, yeah.
I left right after I turned 18, March 16th. 2 days after, that's when we went to Durango to do our gira for like a month. And that was like when they give you the SATs and all that. So I was absent for that shit. But that's when we first went, and that's when everything started basically, because that's when we showed up. I mean, here in the United States, we were like basically nothing, but we had no idea. Once we stepped foot into Durango, we were like everything to them.
If you
And we had no idea.
If you don't mind me taking you back to that, then, bro, because I love this shit. So you had no idea how big the group was.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
right. I
Nothing.
think to this day, like I said, because it has shown, right? We were going on 20 years, so
Yeah.
I think there's been a good luck charm that has followed us,
Right.
that has protected us even from the bad negativity or the bad that's been done to us. Because aunque nos llevaron para México para esa gira y nos programó la canción, in their back of their head also is like, we'll send them. Si esto no funciona, we'll drop them. So you go out there, they didn't even know what to expect. We didn't know.
And then bang.
They got caught by surprise too.
They
went,
got
like
caught
you
by
say,
surprise.
The first
He took a
show,
flight.
30,000?
at the
When
baseball
he
stadium,
heard- because-
stadium in Durango.
Because we played Friday in I think maybe Friday
Nuevo
in
Ideal.
Nuevo Ideal.
Nuevo Ideal.
I think by Saturday he must have got a
Wait,
tip.
he wasn't there
got
the
a
He
word.
first
wasn't
day?
there. He must have got tipped that, hey man,
Vente.
These guys
You need
packed
to
in
be
and
here.
shit.
Because he had a family member that ran stuff
Yeah.
over there. So I guess they were the ones
once
handling
they got
everything.
word of the the expectations and the noise of the people and what they were expecting. Even you got to even tell I guess you got to tell, I don't know what do you call it? Ahí en Durango hay que avisarles, pues, what do you call it?
Which ones?
Like,
La gente o qué?
No,
Like
the cops, the city. You got to tell the city, hey,
Yeah.
I don't know, this is gonna get out of control. We need
Oh,
more
I see.
security. We need more staff.
Yeah.
We got there. We couldn't even make it. We were late because it was that packed, and we couldn't get through traffic.
Couldn't get to the stadium.
We didn't know it was because of us. We were just
fucking accident or something.
yeah. I swear to God.
Yeah.
That's why this story is beautiful, because we got there when we made it. We couldn't get there. They're waiting on us. We're like an hour late because the traffic was that bad. But we thought it was because of something else.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
didn't know no better. But the crowd was cheering. We could hear them from far away. Mazizo.
Stop.
Mazizo. Which that's probably the best memory I have.
One of
Yeah.
the best feelings right there. That
That's the one that I take to this day. That's my best moment, that I could hear the chants from far away as we're driving, and we didn't know it was for us, that it was that much traffic and all the weight. When we got there and we performed, I swear to God, when we talked about old school, when you talk about Motley Crue and the Beatles and all that stuff, we actually had our moment. After we performed, they bum rushed and jumped on the stage and ripped off our clothes, and it got crazy. Everybody, everybody
Yeah.
rushed. Like I said, I think there was like close to 30,000 or 35,000. I forgot what the final count was.
Around there.
But
yeah.
but we hold the record. We hold the record in a lot of other states of aparte in Mexico. También we hold records that nobody's ever done. I think us and Valentina Elizalde are like 1 and 2.
God damn.
Well, we're not up to date, but I think there was a place called Ashe right there in Durango where one time we went, and before Valentin, at his point, that he went and knocked our record off by like 100 people of attendance.
Holy shit.
But yeah,
Like,
you
fuck
say.
you, 100 people.
No, but I mean, like you say,
That was
those-
just his staff.
Y eso, like you say, and like you say, we don't have records, no tenemos recuerdos porque en esos tiempos
Yeah.
no había we didn't have
no,
cámaras and all that
YouTube,
stuff.
no existía social
You know?
media.
So, and then not only that, but en ese momento everything was like boom, boom, boom. Hey, ahorita aquí, mañana acá. So you were moving, always moving. So you didn't have time to enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's another messed up part of this business that, like me, aside of maybe I'm getting Alzheimer's or something, there's
I'd
a
agree.
lot. Honestly, there's a lot of stuff I don't even remember that we did.
You know, that's a good and a bad thing. I always tell that even to family members or when we talk. Funny that maybe because we've had so many moments, which is a beautiful thing, other things get blurred
They
out.
get pushed out a
Yeah,
little
of
bit.
course.
Yeah.
They do, because we've had so many. Like I said, I can't even remember people's faces. People come up to you all the time, whether here and every other state, here, Mexico. Hey, man, no te acuerdas de mí? Man, boy, I feel bad. Like, do you know how many people...
How many
I
faces
Come
I've
across
seen?
every
in my
weekend,
life.
all the
Do you
time.
just keep on smiling and just say,
Yeah, of course.
It's you!
Yo, paisano. But like I said, that's why we always at least try to be, cordial. We always, siempre vamos a estirar la mano y saludar a todo el mundo por igual, because ellos se acuerdan de ti de alguna manera. They have a vision.
They have a memory
They
of
have
you
a
guys,
memory, a
yeah.
recollection of how you made
Yeah.
them feel,
Yep.
or how they met you, or when they met you.
Right.
So it's a rule here in the band that at least let them walk away when they see us again. Hey, those guys are cool, or they say hi, they say what's up. That's something that we never change. That's like our focal point. Like we talked about, una cosa que siempre hemos inculcado en la agrupación: saludar a todo el mundo, tratar a todos igual y quedarnos, si alguien pide una foto, desde la primera persona hasta que termine, hasta el último. Igual, siempre igual. Macizo no cambia modo de ser ni estando en el nivel más alto, y donde estamos ahorita, nunca hemos cambiado. Nadie nos cambia. We're not sellouts. We don't do things for show. We say hi to you because we say hi to you for who you are, not what other people think you are. Or you're Jesse from the radio. No, you're Jesse to me. I say hi to you, man. What's
Right.
up?
Yeah, la gente te saluda porque maybe I can use you later
Yeah.
on for something, you know?
Ándale.
So, like,
Benefits. Everything's always benefits.
If you didn't
now,
say what's
man.
up to me in the parking lot out there before, don't come say hi to me before I go in,
Yeah.
where you want to get in for free. I don't know
Yeah.
you right now, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
it's true.
Yeah, but like I say, that's the part
let
of
me
it.
carry your shit. Let me carry your shit.
Siempre, nunca falta el que para entrar por la puerta de atrás.
I'll carry the hi-hats and shit. So obviously, Pedro registered the name, I assume, right?
Yes, he did.
And then, how many years later? Is it 5 years? You guys said que duraron ahí. Was that a huge issue once you guys parted ways? Like the name, like who the fuck's gonna keep it? I mean, ¿qué pedo ahí?
Eso ya salió obviamente ya cuando ya surgieron los problemas entre la compañía y nosotros. Cual la compañía basically in a sense caused our ruptura, como quieran decir, porque they were trying to go in a direction that we just weren't feeling. And obviously, at the moment while we're in the group, the name is not an issue because we're all still Mazizo.
Right.
Obviously, it becomes an issue when you say, hey, well, there's a problem now, and now we're deciding to go our different ways. But wait, what the fuck? You have the name? But it's our name. How the hell are you going to continue with the name that we put?
Yeah.
And that's obviously when the problem started with that. Era 2010, 11 por ahí.
Yeah, that's when Mazizo All Stars came in. Obviously,
That's when the Mazizo All
when
Stars, yeah.
we parted ways, I think we started playing or doing our own shows, obviously, but we started as Mazizo Musical. Obviously,
But you don't want, but you still don't want to skip steps because very important that a lot of people. Let's clarify something.
Yes.
Because people always ask us this, and we keep
story.
repeating the same story. But since we're on your show and this
I appreciate
Chicago, so
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
a key part to this to not forget in this story, so we don't screw it up or just answer it once again, is that prior to all those things, we wanted to put more conditions because I repeat, we saw what our colleagues were doing or getting, and we were saying, I'm sorry, but we're doing better.
Yeah.
Why aren't we getting that? Why aren't we getting played in California? Why aren't we getting the radio? Why aren't we on those award shows like they are? They sure feel big as hell because they've been this and they have that and that. All right, you got it, but don't forget that we were screwed or we got left out intentionally. That was on purpose, but as we were seeing it, we were frustrated by it because we wanted equality.
Right.
Because we were putting in the numbers.
So you try to go and update the agreement or the contract.
We
Say,
try
hey,
to
we want
reconfigure our
They
contract.
came. That was the thing. They came back at us with a new contract because that contract had ended. And when they came with those terms or new terms that they were, we were like,
wiser and
this
smarter
doesn't
by
fucking
then.
make any sense anymore.
Yeah, okay.
It's not gonna work like that. We're not gonna sign on. And then not only that, we seen the problems that were existing in other bands and the band that was in our company. We were seeing what the hell's going on, that they were stopping people from working. And, well, you have a contract. Well, you can't go work.
Right.
And we were like, and I told my brother, I'm like, I'm not fucking signing this contract. There's no way I'm going to do it because now they're going to, not only that, if something goes wrong 6 months after now, if you sign this contract, they're going to hold me back from being able to work at all.
Yep.
I was like, there's no fucking way I'm doing this. And I told him that. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
And from that to also on the download, ya cuando uno agarraba más confianza entre otros colegas, or like I said, when we've been around other bandas and groups of names, whether, not to mention the names, pero you started seeing what más o menos ganaba uno that's generating what supposedly, if we're bringing the same numbers as Recodo,
Right.
Why are you getting more?
yeah.
Because in those days,
So
when
we're
we
like-
would,
we're
you know,
like-
La Taquilla, when you pass by the Taquilla, they would tell you, hey, move away.
For us,
the
we
guy in
were always
charge.
kept in the closet
Oh,
of everything. Hey, háganse para allá. Don't pay attention to what's
Never
going
be
on.
around
Get
where
away
the
from the
money's
money.
at.
Get away from the
Yeah,
door.
yeah.
Just stay in the hotel when it's
But
time
we
to play.
always knew
boom.
all the Preventa was sold, right? We always knew that. Preventa was always sold in Mexico for us. And, but
mean-
then, you know, we never knew the fucking numbers, though.
I gotta say, man, not like I repeat that this is the luck charm. We packed everything. We might have had
With one or two exceptions, but yeah.
two, three bad shows in our whole career. But when you're talking about you're bringing in a steady crowd of wherever you're at, whatever that capacity is, you're filling that capacity. If there's 1,000. If we're in the south of Mexico, que le pueden meter 25, estamos metiendo 25, 35, 30.
That's fucking nuts, man.
De lunes a domingo.
And this is
de lunes a domingo.
This is many
dobletes.
years, right? I mean, this is not fucking 1 year.
Right.
This is a lot of times you're doing
So
this.
ahí es donde uno le pelea. All right, man, tú ya ganaste. All right, we understand
What
that.
about us?
All right, let's
Now it's
all.
our turn.
Watch
Shit
out them,
like
You
that.
made it and then some.
Yeah.
We
'Cause
never,
any-
we never complained.
Ya les
Like we
dieron
said,
dos
we,
veces.
we're educated. You know, we were born here. We are studied. Sorry, sometimes I think sometimes it's still to this day. It's something that I'll talk about right now, that it's todavía existe. A veces lo malo, como dijo mi hermano, es maybe cuando uno es tal vez muy inteligente o sabe su negocio, a otro no le parece. Like, fuck.
They don't like you when you're too
Because I can't
smart
screw
for your
you.
own good.
I can't screw you. Fuck, that guy's actually fucking
yeah, yeah.
smart.
If I
I
can't take
gotta move on
advantage
to
of you,
the
I don't
next
want to do
person.
business
I
with
can't
of
work
course.
with you.
Yeah.
That's a lot of the times why they actually don't work with us, dumb fools. Because they're like, shit, this guy knows his shit.
They know their shit.
He watches his numbers. They watch their what they pull in, what they do this, what they do that. So they don't like that. They like the musicians that just get up on stage and mind their own business and just take whatever's there at the end, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part of that we go through.
You think in this business, muchos de los cantantes are get blinded by that ego? Like, man, I want the fame. I don't care about how much money I make.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
you know, it's more like I want the spotlight.
Yes.
Quiero estar allí enfrente de la gente, aunque me den $10, $20.
Well, es
In a
como
sense,
cuando-
it's a
es-
form
es-
of
es
payment.
como-
It's a form of payment. That
Right.
even
The
that
fame.
in itself is like the same thing. ¿Cuánto? Si tú fueras like, when would you ever drive or go to Florida, to California, if you weren't in this business? So like even that's a form of payment, and like they want to show you that as one thing. So that is one thing, being able to travel to everywhere, because we've been, thankfully, Mexico y Estados Unidos, we've traveled it all.
When I was starting my career, it was like somebody did warn me at the beginning. They're like, "You're gonna be broke, but you're gonna be famous. You're gonna be broke and famous."
One of the yeah, that's
No,
kinda
it
how
was
it is.
it was that, like, no vas a hacer dinero, you're not gonna make money, but people are gonna know you. People are they're gonna know you. You're gonna be famous, pero no te van a pagar.
But it goes back to the same thing where I told you. That's kind of what it is.
The local, even when we were local, or the local mindset, probably even to this day, some people just think, like we talked about, being local or just playing in the clubs. They think it's the shit
It's the
just
shit.
because they get to get into the club for free. Because if they weren't in a band, they would have to pay to get into the club. Or if they weren't in a
Ahí
band, they
nos
probably
ahorramos
won't get a
$80
girl.
de la entrada, yo y mi vieja entramos, no hay pedo.
No,
But
y en este, en
The
este-
fame part is
the
probably
fame
landing
part.
a couple girls after the gig if they get lucky because they're up on the stage.
Free drinks at the
Or
club.
you, yeah, or
But-
you get, or you ain't get invited.
but
You
you're
ain't get
forgetting
invited
about
to,
the business
to
part.
parties at somebody's house later on because you do play in that band. You know, they know
Yeah.
you. That's
The
the only reason they
connections,
invite you, not because you're my boy, not because he plays with dude, let him in. Or
Yeah.
tell him to come
And
over.
because I know experience, man, they always want you to sing in their parties.
Hey, bring your accordion.
Hey, tócale, sácala esta. Tú tócale, tú cántale, no te agüites, no te freses.
No, but yeah, like you say,
Every-
this
Yo
business
vengo
is
aquí a
like-
pistear, no me estén chingando. Pero así es también, ni modo, campeón, échale chingazos, cántate una canción.
But
So it's funny because, sorry, compa. Es que en unas
You know, I'm
fiestas
gonna
they'll
light
be
up
like, "You got your DJ equipment, bro? Like, can you come play?"
I know,
over
man.
here?"
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I
You
mean?
How
got
would
your
you
stuff
feel?
with you, and they're like, "Oh, here's my Spotify. Why don't you DJ for a little bit?"
Yeah,
I'm like, "No,
I got my
pa-
playlist right here. Just
No,
put
yo
it on.
siempre
Yeah, you know
digo,
the
yo
jams,
cobro
you
pa'
know the
eso, yo
jams.
cobro pa' eso.
Exacto, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah, see?
God
I
dang.
think that's the same thing probably from, like I said, I like to study up on this stuff too, like even Hollywood actors, right? They try to feed off how bad do you want it and what you're willing to sacrifice to probably make it, right? Actors always talk about this too. Well, some even say, well, like they say, right, you got to
Yeah.
sleep with me if you want that role.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Harvey Weinstein,
Well,
shout out.
Harvey
Right.
Weinstein.
Hey, in our business, it's casi lo mismo. They just ain't saying it in that way. Well, they're trying to feel you out. ¿Qué tanto quieres que te consiga una tocada o te meto en la próxima tocada?
How bad
Mira,
do
te voy a
you
meter
want
en
it?
ese paquete con ese grupo.
Well, it kind of reminds me.
Pero te voy a meter algo primero.
It kind of reminds me. Have you guys seen that Elvis movie, the new Elvis movie?
I have not seen the new one.
It
no.
talks just about that, like about his manager, and how kind of he took advantage of him as a young guy, and he just seemed like the money bags in him. And Elvis was this big dude, and at the end he was broke because his manager was the one that was just
It's collecting, yeah,
collecting,
that's-
and it's
El
a great
músico
movie.
es el último a ser pagado. Siempre
you see it.
empieza, so everything trickles down until the end. You're the musician, you're the last one to get paid. It goes through the promoters, through the people from the salon, to they need their cut, to this sound needs their cut, and then whatever left, then that's what's left for the group. Unfortunately, but that's just así es la cosa.
And you guys are the stars, like the
Exactly,
musicians
you're
are
the reason
stars.
why everybody is here.
Yeah.
But they need their cut first
Yeah.
for some fucking reason.
I even feel in the Mexican genre, like, how many motherfuckers are missing out just even on royalties, right, bro? Like, imagínate los güeyes que escribían antes en el rancho. Tú dame la pinche rola y te van 200 pesos y bam,
Yeah.
potazo, güey.
¿Qué?
Pinche
200
vergazo.
pesos? Like, all right,
Yeah.
so-
I don't make this in 2 months. Give me this shit.
They'll
And
take the immediate thing, but they don't see the longevity of their
It's
work.
sad. It's sad in general because I think even our fellow musicians de México, pues yo creo que así también los manejan, pues hablando bien o mal.
Es que el músico se
hablando
dedica a la
mal.
música.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But the only way to be and last in the business, you got to learn the business. Somebody that close to you or that you trust has to know the business to take care of it for you if you don't know it.
And even then, you gotta watch him too, because at the end of the day, it's like
Like they say, you need an accountant.
Somebody-
You
you
need an
put somebody
accountant for
in-
the accountant. Always.
to tell you, hey, this guy's fucking, his number's not right.
And it's
you
got-
might want to check that.
It has to be
okay.
tougher in Mexico too, right? Like, I mean, I always think like, if you're a Mexican artist or whatever music actor, how tough is it that you have to share your pie with the fucking mafia too, bro? Like, you have to. So, if you're big time, you have to cut them a fucking piece of that shit.
I mean, we can't speak about it, but we're not fools, right? We know
No,
that.
yeah.
We know that some of these artists that are where they are, they know why they are where they are and who they're cutting a piece.
And that's
of the
what
pie
you're
with.
up against sometimes too. You're like,
Yeah.
why the hell aren't we as famous as these people?
It's not a
There's
fair
a reason
fight.
for
El
it.
Padrino.
There's hay una razón por la cual él está ahí y tú no.
It rubs me though that sometimes when some of them really act like, man, I am here, instead of acting like you know why you're here.
Right.
At least stay humble with it. All right, we know the game. Get yours, but don't act like
Yeah.
man. Don't kid nobody.
Accept the award and then just be quiet.
Yeah, go about your way.
Don't act like you
Pero
did
ese-
everything for it, you
Pero
know?
ese tipo de artista es pasajero, though. Like, it's just going to be...
I don't know about that one,
Yeah,
Jeff.
yeah, I don't know
You
about
don't
that
I
one.
mean,
either.
I don't want to rub my boy Fry here, Rob. But
Oh.
how about you, Juan Sebastian?
Oh,
true, though.
shit. Okay, well...
I mean, I've always
I've heard
used,
those stories.
I
Yeah.
never heard those stories.
I mean, hey, I don't want to say anything I don't know, but shit that I read, I mean, the brother is a big time dude in Guerrero. And, I'm not saying he's not talented.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's easier.
As a
right?
young guy, I would have been like, no, John Sebastian, no, because he's one of my idols.
Right.
But as an older I get, I know how the business is. When he had told me about like, oh, this is how it is, I'm like, you kind of just don't want to believe it. Like, all right, well, that's the way it is. Like, you believe it. Like, your dream is kind of shot.
Yeah.
You still
That-
believe it, but at the same time, you're like, well,
That's an
the way it
important
is.
topic. Like when you're just a kid with the dream and you hear music and you don't put a face, you just
Yeah.
have that dream.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
sometimes you want to just stay there because
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
the magic
exactly.
gets lost.
You
right?
want to
Right.
get to a certain level, but where you're still under the radar of all those big time dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
That's
how about
honestly.
when you're a kid and you assume that because you're good is because you're gonna get
That's why
signed.
you-
That's how you're
Right?
gonna get
That's
it.
what you believe.
Yeah, that's
That's
what you
what you
believe.
believe.
Like, I need Fonovisa to look at me because I'm that good, not knowing that that's not really
Doesn't
the way
matter.
it
There's
works.
different reasons.
They can grab the guy in the corner and make him famous. It doesn't mean which is the same thing. Like I say in the local scene that everything's a competition. Like they say, oh, I play better than you and you play better than me. When you know
Don't
the business,
focus on
none
that.
of that
man.
matters.
Let me say
Yeah.
that. Don't
Ah, I like
focus
that.
on
I
that.
fucking like
Well,
that.
that's
Yeah.
None of
that's
that
a big
matters. Very
fog, though. It's like
It is a big fog.
because it's they got that say, oh well, look at me, I'm big in social media and all that stuff, but they could be garbage.
Who are they
But-
talking to?
There's a-
Another fellow musician. That's not your audience. So that's advice.
Exactly.
Oh,
They
That's
they
a
need
good
to
point.
quit that.
That's a really good point.
That's huge, bro.
That's,
It's
that's
easy-
another piece of advice that we have. Like
Yeah.
you hear us play, like or for me, I know how to do all this. I do, but yet if people came to see me play, they're gonna see me do just this. They're probably gonna say, "That's all that fool can do."
Nomás tocas eso.
That's all the person.
I don't
that
care
pays
what
me.
you think.
It's what the audience thinks.
It's what the audience thinks.
Exactly. It's fucking exactly.
And every time, like he says, the friend or the other guy hypes. My kid the other day was trying to do some pass on the Twitter, and he's good at it. Great, but even when he does it, hey, stop that. Stop that. Look, he saw it. Yeah, that guy on the side, that musician saw that you did it. He's a badass, and you wanted to show off for him.
Yeah.
But look at the whole audience. Not even one person knew that you just
Nah,
did
even-
that.
I checked them. I checked, like I say, I checked them the other day
Sorry.
because
Yes.
he plays. Obviously,
Yes.
our other band member that plays the sax, one of the younger guys, he
Yeah.
plays the tuba in some songs, right? That's what I play and I sing, do backup vocals. But when he grabs the keyboard, obviously, in some certain way, he still tries to show me off, knowing that he does a lot more, all that
stuff,
stuff
yeah.
that I do not
That's
do.
an observation, like for other musicians,
You know?
just to not get it.
No,
twisted.
yeah.
So he does. I go like you say the same thing. He tries to show me off, but hey, that doesn't work. Relax. First, keep a beat.
Yeah,
Don't worry about anything you do.
basics,
Learn how to
the
keep
Yeah, I
a
was about to
beat
say the basics.
basics.
Just remember
before you
the
want to
basics.
show me
basics.
off
The
and
basics.
yeah, because he can play a song, but then it's going this tempo, that tempo, that slow. I go, hey, forget about all that. You're not, the person who pays to see you doesn't come pay $50 to see a tubero. I mean, unless he's a diehard fan,
Right.
he's not gonna come see my Diego show. He's coming to see the whole
The
package.
majority's coming to see that band and hear their songs.
Right.
Yeah, and the people that
yeah.
pay
It's
that
one
they
sound.
don't
It's
criticize
one
the
sound.
music
It's
unless
one
you completely sound like shit.
Yeah.
nobody says, because if they like you, they like you. They like your lyrics and all that stuff like that. It's the other musician always that either says whether you thinks you're good or you're not good.
Right.
It's according to him,
Yeah, a lot of people probably think that we're like, why do people even follow you? Exactly. And I don't care what you think. Look at 20 years. I'm 20 years in. Get to 20 years, then we'll talk.
But you'll be in 40 years. When they get 20 years, you'll be 40 years in.
Right. Yeah,
Exactly.
That's wisdom always, right?
Yeah.
You can't tell a 60-year-old how he feels or how his body feels if you're not 60. It's just everything in life is the same. But that's a piece of advice that we would say.
Yeah.
Know your spacing, right? There's a space where you can show off, or there's a solo, or that's music, right? But when you're just trying to throw down because you just want to show off for that other guy, that's only gonna be for that other guy. La audiencia,
You're not gonna look at it the same way.
There's key elements to music also, right? You have to find your sound, and you also have to find what works that the audience,
You gotta connect.
You have to
simple.
connect.
You
You
have
have
to
to. You have to connect. Because
Ultimately, you
because
realize that
if
the
you-
simplest thing is the best thing.
Always.
Nothing
If
of
they
all
had
that
the right
extra stuff.
formula, sometimes you feel like telling them, well, you supposedly doing all this, or you have the right formula in your albums or in whatever you're doing. Well, I don't see you evolving. You haven't got nowhere.
Yeah.
And we call it what it is, and you want me to make you, sorry, it's going to hurt you, but
And like you say, some of the musicians that learn how to play so, top notch, that when you tell them to play the simplest thing, they can't.
it's actually harder.
It's
It
hard
is.
for
It's
them.
harder for them to keep, like I say, even if it's like that.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're so used to the.
Yep.
They're stuck on fast. Yeah, you can throw it down, you can tear it up. Your accordion, your bajo sexto, like you say,
tubero
all
guy.
the groups.
Yeah.
But when you tell them go boom, boom,
We give them
And
credit.
keep
get
that
lost.
tempo.
They
So,
get
it
yeah,
lost.
yeah.
so it don't sound like we're bashing them. I'm saying we give them credit. We acknowledge, man,
yeah.
you
You're
good.
are badass.
Yeah.
You are good.
Yeah,
I
they
get
love-
it.
If
But-
you're
but
badass,
they,
you're
they don't
badass.
see that. They don't see that. So
but-
you
Yeah.
gotta find
Well,
find
next
balance.
time you guys play, bro, I'm gonna have the cartel. I'm here for the Diego show.
I'm here
Well,
to
it ain't gonna be
VIP,
much.
VIP, bro.
It ain't gonna
VIP.
be much. Let me tell you right now.
Hey, you're gonna get what you pay for.
Hell yeah.
It ain't gonna be much.
Yeah, no, that's.
Just don't ask for a picture before he starts.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
I take a picture. Don't ask
Diego
for
will
his
do it. Diego
That's
will
a
do it.
lie. He didn't want to take a picture on stage the other day. Shut up. He was scared as hell to take a picture. He was scared to take a picture the other day. Yeah, okay, we'll talk.
Ahí va, poco a poquito ahí va el pedo.
Ya no le traigan otra,
Pero para regresar, porque ya nos desviamos un
No, no,
poquito,
está bien.
but where I was getting at to the topic about to clarify to the audience about what kind of led to the final before we broke
split
up.
yep.
We told all of our band members to say it once again here out loud. Hey, this is going on. We know it's going on. Let's all make a stand and fight for what's right, or we walk all together.
Okay.
Somewhere along the way, like everything else, I guess they decided to say, man, I guess
¿Tuvieron miedo?
And
tuvieron
it was
miedo.
you three and how many more at that time?
7 of us.
It was 7 altogether. Yeah, the other 4.
The other 4.
And all 4 folded?
They went where the money was at. According to them, that's what they thought.
Behind closed doors, like, yeah, pues sí, todo hay que pelear, man. Sí es cierto, man. Otros grupos están ganando más y tienen camiones, tienen esto, tienen whatever. Yeah, they were all on board.
Right.
Y luego
Y a
al
la-
momento.
and we told you, hey, man, tell them or it's over, man. Forget it. Y a la mera hora se doblaron. So, brincando lo que sucedió cuando fue la ruptura final, well, we decided to tell. I remember I was in Durango. We were in the office, me and the other manager that works with Pedro. His name is Martin. I remember clearly that day because I came back with the news to my brothers. We were there in the office, and I told them that we were unhappy, and if things didn't change, that we're going to go to Pedro. We're going to set up a meeting, and if our new terms are not met, it's over.
Right.
All of Martin was said, Ricardo, mire las llamadas que están entrando, mire su agenda. Ustedes tienen la agenda toda llena más que nuestros colegas.
Fulano,
We were like 6 months way ahead of them. I saw it with my own eyes, and I was there, and I saw the books. I'm like, well, you're going to have to tell them that. And you can't do this. This is a big no-no. In Mexico, si tienes una fecha vendida, you can't cancel on them because, like he said, hay otra gente detrás de estas fechas y hay mucho inversión detrás de estos eventos masivos. So we're like, well, no nos importa. Si esto no se arregla, nos vuelan para atrás, nos vamos a volar para atrás para Estados Unidos y hasta aquí llegó. He thought we were.
So this was in the middle of a little tour going on. O sea, you did this and you were willing to just drop everything.
We were on the finale of what they said was our tour. Our tour supposedly was going to end on X date. And we went back to do cuentas and all that. And he said, you know what? I don't know if Pedro told you, but look at.
But we got to keep you another 6 months.
We got to keep you another 6 months because you already sold out again.
We did a 6-month thing. So we stood over there
so
6 months.
So you stayed another 6 months?
No.
We went.
You didn't.
The initial tour was 6 months.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And then after the 6 months, that's when he had the talk. And they wanted another 6 months.
But they hadn't told you that, though.
They didn't tell us that, but it was already sold out. He already had all the fechas lined up and ready, and we're like, well, we don't care. That's it. We had enough. We got to talk. This is serious. We want this, and that.
How'd that guy react?
He like, the same way like everybody acts. We don't ask much. ¿A poco van a dejar esta oportunidad? Yes, we don't care. We don't care. Everybody always wants to bait you. You tricked us the first time because we were the dreamers. All right, we played along because we wanted this experience. But now we've evolved and we're thinking like business, and something's not adding up. I repeat, we should get buses. We should get awards. We should get invited to premios or whatever. Right. We should get played on the radio here in Chicago and California and New York and all the big Florida states and blah, blah, blah. We were wise to everything that was going on around us and what nuestros colegas were doing. And I repeat, we felt we were the same or higher at some point. And what's going on?
How if that conversation went a little bit the different way? They say, you know what? Tomorrow we'll get you the bus. Tomorrow we'll get you lo que estás pidiendo hasta un extra. ¿Qué hubieran hecho en ese momento?
Well, check it out. A year prior to that, we made a different type of stand, and they got us like a rental bus. They got us like 2 like Suburbans and like Navigators.
A little more comfort.
They gave us more comfort.
A little more comfort.
We had houses in Durango, and we also had like a house or two in el Estado de Mexico because we had to travel a lot.
Back and forth.
So we had houses in different locations to be able to fly back and forth and meet, get to where we needed to get to.
Yeah,
we had our locations.
Have a base.
Yeah, instead of hotels.
That's fucking dope.
Hell
yeah. Yeah, like I said, there's parts to this story that, we lived. Like I said, we lived it. We had bases everywhere. We were flying back and forth. The whole little dream, the way it sounds. But even the way that looks pretty nice, nah.
Right.
The revenue that we're bringing in for you when you
wasn't making sense.
Like we talking now, like when you see a filme taking a helicopter
in Polanco or something with a house.
Well, we should be taking helicopters.
Well, like you said that your bus was rented. Opposed to like maybe somebody else that had their own, what I mean?
They had their own buses.
So it was like not to your part. Like, why am I still getting not that?
They didn't agree to the second, the time that you talked.
The second time around, they might have. I think they thought that we were probably bluffing or that there's no way we're gonna let. Because I repeat, by then, this is now we're fast forwarding now. Now this is like 2008 when this kind of went down. By then, they're like, man, your songs are number one, Video Rola, Banda Max, and the biggest radio in Mexico City.
It's playing you.
Yeah, it's playing 4 songs on rotation. That's never happened in the history of the radio. Of anybody who's paying attention, that's never happened.
Yes.
Arrolladora or Recodo probably has had the most songs played. I think I've heard 3 songs.
But on rotation.
We had 4. We had 4 and a 5th coming along because they started playing Como Cuento de Hadas. So it was Quiero Ser Loco Por Ti, Platicando a Solas. Then they just threw in Hasta Mañana because they loved it by themselves.
Props.
Then they heard Como Cuento de Hadas, which was another conflict because when that album, which is called, my favorite album, is called Por el Resto de Tu Vida, had dropped, Como Cuento de Hadas was the song that we elected as our single. Behind our backs, we show up to Mexico also, and Pedro and the team says we're gonna shoot a video. All right, we're thinking it's Como Cuento de Hadas. No, it's a song that he had asked me to add to the list as a bonus track. I remember he showed up to the studio and he said, "Hey, tengo esta canción, arréglemela ahorita, hay que sacarla." I took it out in one day. I fixed it all up and I arranged it and we took it out. And then we ended up doing a video to that song, and Chewy sang it. And that was a big, fight for my brother, obviously, because he's the singer.
Slap in
that
the
was
face.
the
And
second
that
time. They did it.
Oh yeah,
Prior to
They
the-
did it
yeah,
prior.
they
So
did it
so we
two
saw something
CDs in a
coming.
row.
We saw something coming because we saw other groups. I think Arrollador or other groups had went through this also. Ya cuando querían sacar ese cantante, ya le daban
Started
preferencia
pushing
al otro
Yeah.
cantante.
Another
Yeah.
corte.
Another corte
Somebody
con
else's
otra
voice.
voz para
Yep.
que el public gets used to the other person's
Of
face.
course.
So we started seeing that after we were fighting with them, now we started seeing that that's why they wanted to add these other songs or tell Chewy to
That
sing.
and the business side of it, because those songs, because once they realized also they can make money off regalias,
Yes, sir.
Right.
those 2 songs that they decided to put out was
Who wrote 'em?
because they were
Registered
his.
to them.
Yeah.
That was the only reason. Because the other ones, no, because even Cuento de Hadas was from it was original from some guy from Texas, but they had no control of the song. They had no ownership. So the one that he's talking about on the 6th CD was because it was actually under his name. The guy
Yeah.
doesn't write,
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
under his fucking name. He bought it off somebody.
bought it,
He
yeah.
said, "Hey,
But it was just
We're
funny
just
that,
empujen mi
but it was
canción.
always funny that
empujen mi canción."
there were bonus
That's what it
tracks.
was.
Those were all bonus tracks that he asked me to fix them up.
But
And
you never got credit for them.
I
though?
love these side stories,
nah,
bro.
he got all the credit
Because you
for
fixed it up.
Because they knew he's like, fuck, if I'm gonna push it on the radio, I'm gonna be putting money, then I want the money to come back
Which
to
talking
me.
like about
So
regalias,
he was
the
the
Mexican
the
business.
writer.
Hold on. Like you say, regalias in Mexican business, that we don't do that. In American, in the rap and all that, the producer, the
Everyone.
beat guy, the whoever puts a thing
A
gets money.
Sample from it.
Not here. We, like you say, we recorded everything. The music, we all got together. Hey, here, this, da da da. Like you say, produce it.
You got no
You don't
royalties as
no
anything.
royalty. Which in American,
We never
you lift
got
the
paid
finger-
for one fucking CD.
Or even, I think
Not
it's
one single
even
one.
Not
in Mexico,
one time
right?
we got regalias
Ellos
for
lo
any of our
cobraron.
discos.
We never
Yeah.
made one single dollar more
Ni
than
un dólar.
our regular paycheck.
El GuacPod. Este episodio está patrocinado por nuestros compas de Casa Humilde Cerveceria. Cerveza artesanal, elaborada aquí en Chicago, with a variety of 10 different styles to choose from. Casa Humilde is located at the District Brew Yards, 417 North Ashland in Chicago. Follow them on IG and like them on Facebook at Casa Humilde Cerveceria. To check availability near you, go to www.casahumildechicago.com and check out the store locator. You could also pick up some chelas at the District Brew Yards. Casa Humilde Cerveceria. Stay humilde. Este episodio está patrocinado por Tequila Tres Generaciones. At Tres Generaciones, we honor those driven to create something greater than themselves, those who have what it takes to leave a legacy. It's a tequila for the strivers, the hustlers, the champions of free will who create their destiny and don't await it. El proceso es único. It begins with fresh pressing agave, extrayendo el jugo antes que lo cocinen, resulting in reduced bitterness and a crisp agave-forward flavor. Todo el tequila es triple distilled, using 100% Blue Weber agaves. Con el tequila blanco, con el tequila reposado, it's certified organic. Aquí en el GuacPod, cuando hacemos un brindis, it has to be Tequila Tres Generaciones. Celebrate responsibly. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2021 Sausa Tequila Import Company, Chicago, Illinois. This GuacPod episode is brought to you by Borjas Law Group. El abogado Borjas contestará todas tus preguntas, explicará el proceso específico de inmigración que aplica en su caso, el tiempo que se toma procesar su caso y los costos asociados con las tarifas de inmigración y los honorarios legales. Llama al 312-788-2783 para programar tu cita. Y ahí de pasada, menciona el GuacPod para que te den tu consulta gratis.
This episode is brought to you by Rancho Los Guzman. Hands down, one of the most beautiful rancho-style venues there is in the Chicagoland area. They offer all the necessary services so that your next event is unforgettable. From weddings, quinceañeras, VIP private events, and holiday corporate events. Relax and enjoy while they take care of every single detail. Book your next event at Rancho Los Guzman, 2225 Maple Road in Joliet. For more information, call 815-200-4713 or check out their website at rancholosguzman.com. Cambiar es fácil. De hecho, lo hacemos todo el tiempo. Cambiamos de inglés a español y viceversa. Cambiamos de planes, de canal de televisión, incluso a veces cambiamos de pareja cuando bailamos. Cambiar es bueno, y más ahora con todo lo que puedes ahorrar cambiándote a State Farm. Gessiel Gutierrez es agente de State Farm y está aquí al norte de Chicago en Albany Park para ayudarte a cambiar y a que empieces a ahorrar hoy. Gessiel y su equipo están listos para darte la bienvenida a State Farm. Con Gessiel Gutierrez es muy fácil cambiar y ahorrar. Marca su número hoy. Como un buen vecino, State Farm está ahí. La Curva Picosa, a handcrafted miche mix with fresh vegan ingredients. Ready to stir into your favorite cerveza or mixed drink. You can also add it to your tequila and enjoy a palomazo. Try their delicious chamoy rim dip as well. Prueba la frescura. This episode is brought to you by Goodfellas Parlor, located at 5939 West 35th Street in Cicero. They are open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. To book your appointment, you can call 630-562-6652. Go check them out on Facebook at Goodfellas Parlor and follow them on Instagram at goodfellasparlor_est.2017. Make sure you look good, fellas. This episode is brought to you by Taquerías Atotonilco. Con más de 40 años de experiencia, hoy por hoy de los mejores tacos al pastor en todo Chicago y suburbios. Al igual con los tacos de asada, ni más ni menos. Sus famosas tortas y para terminar con ganas, un rico licuado. Les encargamos sus 3 locales, 3916 al oeste de la 26 en Chicago, 500 East Cass Street en Joliet y 1631 al norte de la Manheim Road en Stone Park. Para más información visite www.taqueriasatotonilco.com.